There we go. All right. Where are my notes? I scrolled up to the wrong part. There we go. It is Thane's Day the 11th, about 1 p.m. So still the same day as you guys had fought the Legion in the morning. No primer notes to go over with you guys. You guys are inside the crashed nautiloid with the unknown creature still hunting after you, and a scared space jellyfish that is pleading to be freed. All of you, because of the vast erudition, recognize that this is a Dellen's cap, one of the memory-altering creatures, strange. And at the time, people believed them to be unique, but it is clear, obviously, this is not the same individual, and therefore this must be a species instead. That is on the other side of these kind of bone-like portcullis wall. Pogo was just violently stung by the hunter's tail that had lashed out from the ceiling there and is paralyzed on the floor. There's a kind of viscous green foam coming up out of his mouth. And we will go ahead and jump over. All right.
He's a tiny bit less infected because of Protect from Poison.
Yeah, so the DC is actually quite. I think that was what we decided on, right? Was that the DC would be
rolled poorly?
He got an 11. Yeah, it was supposed to be an 18. He would have only needed to be beat a 16, and he got an 11, which is still 5 points under, which is why he still gets the full effects, as opposed to being the mitigated effects from like it being reduced duration or just no impact depending on how well it was rolled. But 5 was the threshold for that. So. Real quick, guys, zoom out a little bit and make sure that the light looks correct. Like, you guys should only be seeing this chamber that you're in and the one to the south that you were already... Okay. All right, so you're not seeing anything to the north? Like, if you zoom out and, go way north?
No.
Nope. Just the room with the green vats.
Yep, cool. And the lighting on the green vats looks good in that room.
Okay, cool. All right. In fact, actually... I'll put that on in a second. There was an issue with lighting last time that I wanted to make sure was fixed before this one so that you're not, seeing ahead of where you're actually at. Other note real quick is where we left off there, Nazim had directed the little floating Stargoyle to fly into the vat, and he did so, but it seems like there's just no collision detection for this creature, so he just went straight on through and is no longer
like a
present.
Ghost?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. It doesn't seem to be wholly a part of the 3 dimensions in this specific plane. So he had flown off. Sarah was trying to get him to come back, I think. Is that what you were doing, Sarah?
Yep. I sent Mage Hand down and tried to, motion back up, but he's not down there.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't inside the vat, as far as you can tell. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, they don't look like bowls. They look like tubes. So you can, the goo is pretty, the greenish liquid that's in these is pretty thick, but it's semi-translucent enough that you can see that the bottom of these it's not just a concave surface. It's a tube. It goes down and curves off to one side. So it seems like, that these are, Nazim has some information that I don't think he said out loud. Sakura, would Nazim have shared... here, I'm going to send you a message real quick here, at least one bit of that. Would you said any of that out loud?
I'm remembering this now. I remember me and Norok were back to back.
Yeah.
And then I still got fucked up, that's right.
Yep. Yeah, actually, the first time it lashed out and Norok saw it and knocked it away, and then it happened again, and Norok didn't catch it in time. Yeah. Would not have shared that?
I haven't, no.
Okay. All right. So, in that case, then, these look like tubes, essentially. They get skinnier as they go down, so it's not just the 20 feet wide tube running through this thing, but it skinnies down like a funnel, and then a tube runs off that runs looks like northward in here. But on the other side of this kind of portcullis wall to the north of you here, although the fibers are still kind of flayed out and making it closed off essentially again, you can still push them back, of course, but you can't see what's behind it. Although at least Arteme and Sarah had very limited and very confusing communication with the Dellen's cap on the other side of the bone wall there. And what little it was able to communicate was terror. It's clearly extremely afraid and trapped and wants out. And the only image that it could display to you that made any sense beyond just the emotions of fear is that it kept showing you the Stargoyle. That creature, it needed that creature to try to communicate, was the impression you got. And then last note real quick is there were 3 things, and this has been, I'm pointing these out again because how long it's been since these came up, but there were 3 things that the the Illithid that were on the deck of the ship had left messages of, and those are the three things right there. One in a panic scream saying we must not allow the pilot to escape. Another in a panic scream saying do not wake the pilot. And another in a panicked, or this one actually, resignation because he was dying, yelling seal the door, protect Neuraxes. So I'm putting those up there because that happened like 8 months ago or something like that in the game, before you guys went up the mountain. So just as a reminder for the kind of details you have about this ship. So that's where we're at. I'm going to go ahead and put us in initiative order. It doesn't mean combat necessarily, just because this is a time-sensitive situation here, especially with Pogo already being poisoned and currently paralyzed. So go ahead and roll your initiative if you would.
I'll just roll my initiative, that even though I'm paralyzed.
Yeah, you still need to be, checked anyways, so that you have a chance to free out. It's not like you have a chance to be able to get out of it.
It's not letting me click Ben's initiative.
I probably have to give you ownership of him. I didn't do that, I don't think. So you'll probably have to refresh here in a second, Becky. Not yet. Let me give you ownership real quick here.
An 8? God, it's a shitty initiative.
Oh, if anything, you probably want it to be lower right now.
That's true.
Just specifically for the situation that you're in right at the moment. All right, Becky, go ahead and refresh, and then try to load him up.
Did you know that when you're invisible, all attack rolls you take have advantage? According to
that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think we ever played that way. I never played it in my game.
Yeah.
Just now looking at it. But
I mean, it makes sense in that you would be, able to kind of. Yeah, exactly, and they wouldn't be able to try to do it. Like the opposite makes more sense to me, which is the one that I always do, of course, where if you're trying to hit something that is not visible, then you have disadvantage on the attack.
Yeah. Technically, it's
I guess the reverse should be true as well.
It looks like it's supposed to technically be the same as heavily obscured. So I guess that's
that's fair.
6 AC. I'm looking at the actual. It's funny how many rules because it's so hard to follow all the rules as written. It's so ridiculous. I was looking up paralyzed to keep an eye on what I can and can't do. So
yeah,
that was neat.
Yep. All right. So let me change this real quick. If I can find it. There we go. All right. That was kind of loud.
Hold on 1 second. Someone's calling for help. Or at least call for help.
All right. Arteme, you had run over already. What were you? I'm gonna just start with you, and then we'll go into the next round essentially with you, Fox, since you were already kind of trying to do something at the end of the session. Do you remember what it was specifically?
I was using a spell to try and reduce the poison or cure from poison.
Well, you had detect poison and disease. I saw you used that. Was there something else you were trying to do to mitigate it?
Once I detect it, I can neutralize it with fate.
Did it say that in there? Let's see.
Ooh, are we in a rave?
This is actually from. Do you remember the 2017 game Prey?
I remember it. Never played it though.
It was really, really good. I love that game. But this was one of the. That whole soundtrack is really good.
Everything on my desk is suspect right now, and this music's playing.
So in that game, there's a bunch of the aliens turn they're mimics. They turn into coffee cups and shit. So, anytime you're walking through the office-y kind of areas, it's they could be a chair, they can be anything in the room. Let's see. Also, identify kind of poison. Penetrate barrier. It doesn't say anything about being able to neutralize it from that spell.
No, but I can use herbs to neutralize it. Was my thing.
From your medicine. Which feat is that, Fox? I remember what you're talking about now, though. Let me find it real quick. Medic.
Yeah, medic.
Yep. All right. Go ahead and give me a medicine check, and it'll be at advantage because you've already, 1, identified it, and 2, you had protection for poison on it. So the DC won't be quite so high either. Okay. You rushing over to Pogo's side, seeing him on the ground already and foaming at the mouth, hearing that the kind of chain of the tail scraping against the ceiling as it pulls up through the hole. You tried it to force these still dry herbs in through the foam, just kind of shove it into his mouth with your fingers. You're not sure how long it's going to take to impact it, but you do know that these will neutralize the venom itself as long as he doesn't spit it back out. So you're going to have to
suck on her fingers a little bit. She's closing
You're paralyzed, thankfully, so this doesn't have to get weird. But
you've awakened something in me now, Artemis.
But as long as you're there, like it's basically as long as you stay with him and are kind of holding his mouth shut, letting the foam through, but not letting the herbs back out. Then on his next turn, you'll have to make a check, Pogo, but you'll be able to act at the end of your turn there.
Okay.
All right. Then we'll go ahead and start here with regular combat order or initiative order rather. What is Sarah doing? You do know. I'm going to go just to clarify. You know that this creature is now actively hunting you, and it will be acting during this turn here. So you guys have to figure out what the problem is and how to get out of here. Essentially. Oh, by the way, sorry, I should have mentioned this. The portcullis gate behind you slam shut.
I think you mentioned that.
Okay, I meant to mention at the end of the last session. I just forgot if I didn't close the door on the map. So yeah, the portcullis. You basically are stuck in this chamber here now.
Right. So we're just trying to figure out how to get this thing out, right? The Dylan's cap, or are we fighting this thing and then figuring out how to get it out?
We took that immovable rod out of the door, right?
It's so the ship. There's a little bit. So the vestibule area is. I closed it, so you can't see it. Let me open it again. So see that door behind you, Sako, at the south. That first bone wall. That is what slams shut.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys technically, if you were to go to it, you'd be able to, like push the fibers to the side and be able to see through it outside, presumably. But the main door where the immovable rod is still in place.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's still open as far as you know. It's the other part slammed shut, so you can't see it now.
Okay. I can't see this creature anywhere.
Correct.
Is there anything like? So the door up here to the north, is there anything like coming out of it? Like any tubes or anything that you can stick anything in?
You mean like a keyhole? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, or, a weird shaped key.
Not really. I mean, it doesn't even look like a door. It looks like a barred gate almost, like a portcullis. And you don't see anything obvious that stands out as a keyhole of any sort. You do see the kind of vague, almost ephemeral tendrils of the Dylan's cap trying to push through the fibers. Just one of the tentacles kind of trying to stick out through it, trying to get itself free.
Oh, wait. So I can see the Dylan's cap, yeah?
Well, you could see a bit of its tendril right now, yeah.
Great. So I'm gonna go up to it because we kind of communicated before, right? Like
a little bit, yeah.
It could understand us a little.
You're not sure whether it could understand you. It was really just shoving as much information at you as it could, and that information was almost all emotion, which was almost all fear, and a sense of being trapped, and images, just flashing images of the Stargoyle.
Great, so I'm going to walk up to it and try to show it images of me turning it into a tiny mouse, and then just pulling it through the little fibers so it can get out, and then turning it back into itself.
Okay. You go ahead and move yourself. Movement is going to, part of the reason that we're in initiative order here is that you guys will need to be potentially moving around this room. So go ahead and move yourselves as part of your turn here. You still got plenty of movement, to make it there and everything. I just want to make sure that you're showing, where you're supposed to be at. You reaching out towards the edge there, you try to grab at the tendril, and it yanks the tendril away. Give me an animal handling check. It can't see you, it knows you guys are on the other side, but it was just a tendril sticking out through the fibers. So yeah, yank the tendril back, and it was like a cat paw under a doorway, and you touch the cat paw and it'll yank its hand back, that kind of thing.
Alright, then I'm just going to... Alright, I'm gonna put my back to the door and, like, put one of my hands through so it can see my hand. And then
Okay.
just kind of keep an eye out for wherever that tail comes.
Okay.
And...
Okay, so you're back to that, and then like watching the room, the whole room that you're in, is what you're doing. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hold. What am I gonna hold? Fuck. I'm gonna hold Mind Sliver.
Okay, in case you see something.
Yeah, in case that tail comes back out.
Okay. So conveniently enough, I just rolled initiative for the Dylan's Gap, and it got that was supposed to be on repeat, and it popped up right after you. So here we go. All right, that if your turn then.
Yep, that's it.
All right. You reaching your hand backwards through the fibrous material there. You feel something brush your fingers, and you can tell that it must be that same thing. And then there's like a sharp pinprick. The bite essentially of the end of the tendrils. It's still kind of flooding you with sensations. I'm going to tell you that while you're in this kind of sense of communication with it, your perception will be at disadvantage because it's too much to try to absorb all at once. But it is still sending you that and frantically showing you the gargoyle over and over again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and convey me turning it into something else so we can get it through the fibers.
Okay. When you put all of your effort into doing so, it yanks the tendril away again. And that is it for its turn. It can't really do much else behind there. All right, it is Norok's turn, so what is Norok doing?
Great, so Pogo is still out, yes?
Yep. Arteme is crouched beside him, trying to hold her hand over his mouth. Yeah, exactly. Like trying to keep him from, choking on vomit, but also trying to keep herbs in his mouth.
Great, so he's going to rage. Oh.
Okay.
Do the voice.
That Albert or the yeah.
Oh no! I was told that I was supposed to go grr when I say rage. I was like, what? So yes, he's going to rage.
All right.
And then, which direction has the tail been coming from?
From the south primarily.
But if I remember correctly, isn't it like a ton of these holes? Like it seems like it can come in and out of anywhere, like an old Scooby-Doo cartoon with doors.
Yeah, even worse because they're in all directions, even on the floor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's mostly the ceiling that you've seen it, but the walls and the floor also have, organic-looking holes. Like, think like coral. You know how, like, if you look at coral, how it's just,
holes?
What's that?
How big are the holes?
They're all varying sizes. So literally, like, imagine coral, like a coral reef, a chunk of coral, how there's just thousands and thousands of disparate holes, and they all, like, some of them have little tunnels, some don't, things like that. That's what the walls look like.
I guess he's just going to stand over Pogo and kind of protect Pogo and Arteme.
Okay.
And just wait for it to come out and just hit it.
Okay. I'll say that he'll, in the event of an attack on him or them, he'll have advantage on, an attempt to interpose himself then.
He's got that crazy thing where you can't be surprised or whatever.
Yeah, it's feral instincts or something like that.
Yeah, and he's got danger sense.
That's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. All right, then that brings us to Nazim.
Okay. Let me take a moment as Nazim, and I'd like to use my insight or perception, whatever it's going to be, to see if there's anything that I may feel familiar within this room, or something that I might be familiar with, such as a switch or a device, something to interact with in this room.
Make a history check. All right. I'm gonna send it to you here real quick. You know what? Because this will be relevant soon, I'm gonna say this out loud. Understand this is meta knowledge. None of the rest of your characters understand this or know this at all. This is just information that only Nazim knows, okay? So you can't act on this knowledge, but basically, you guys understand how meta knowledge
works. We're not going to act on this knowledge, Dad.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yeah, you guys have been playing long enough. Everybody knows how meta works. But because this will be relevant to everybody, Nazim knows that this is the engine room, and that these vats right now, the engine is stalled or is not working currently, and to get out of this, to kind of get the Nautilus, the ship itself, to be functional again, the engine has to be turned back on. And how that is done is that certain elements have to be placed in each of those vats. And just as a reminder, you do know that the Dellin's cap is holding little orbs of certain elements on the other side of the wall there, but is not able to communicate to you how that is done or what to do there. The Dellin's cap seems to know, but it can't tell you. It can't communicate that to you, and hence is asking for the Sargoyle. But as far as your history check there, Nazim, you do know this is the engine room, and to get those doors back open so that you can get out of here, or further in, whatever you guys are doing, would mean turning the engine on.
Okay, with that then, what I'll do then is I will inform the team that I have a gut feeling about these elements, and so I can see those elements that the Dellin's cap is holding, right?
While Arteme was over there, Arteme and Sarah both were kind of holding the fibrous material back to be able to see through it. You could see that it has in some of its tendrils, some of it. Basically, you could see these little orbs, these little stones, just like Nazim was. Let's see. I don't think Nazim was there. Did Nazim? No, because that was right before the warrior. So everybody else, you guys, when you had seen a kind of bowl-shaped thing that the Illithid had used to secure a wall so that you couldn't get through, there was a similar thing essentially where you had to solve an Illithid puzzle to be able to get to the room where the warrior was. Do you guys remember that at the Temple at Reverend?
Oh yeah, that's the one where I got blinded or some shit, right? Because I put the wrong one in the
Yep.
Okay, so everyone else is familiar that those are elements, spheres, or devices.
Pogo was there. Pogo was there.
You destroyed that statue.
Yeah, but Pogo had blown
That
up
was
the
it?
statue.
Oh, yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah. The sacred elven relic that you decided to smash.
So what I'll tell the team then is I'll let them know I have a feeling about these vets. I think I've seen them before. I think I know what to do, but I don't know where to get the things that we need. We need elements A, B, C, D, whatever it is.
You do also know that they have to be placed in order, so it's not just a matter of needing them, but they have to be done in the correct order to start the engine.
Okay, I'll let the team know that particular thing, but I'll leave it to the team to find these elements because I don't know where the elements are and I don't know what they look like yet. So
sure. Okay. That is essentially all free because that's just a quick shout of information. That's essentially free action. Do you have any action, bonus action, or movement want to do?
I'm just gonna spread out, get away from the team.
Okay.
And just keep an eye on the see if I could kind of peek through this whatever this wall is over here with the little fibrous things.
Okay. Well, peeking through that, you do see the Dellin's cap on the other side. So if you're going up to that, that's what you would see.
Yeah.
The big floating jellyfish on the other side, which you guys remember Cetus and Balance. It's the same species as that, clearly.
Gotcha. So I just yell to the team what I know and the order and the elements, but
okay.
I don't know of the elements where they are.
Then at the end of your turn, and I'm doing that specifically since you didn't, reach out for it or anything. This will be at the end of your turn, but you guys can, act from here with this information. You don't feel anything at all, but there's this weird sensation that there's something nearby. You look down and you see the Stargoyle flit up through the floor, but through one of your feet, and then basically fly through your knee and then up to your shoulder, and then perch. And I'm saying that in air quotes because again, you don't feel anything. There's no weight at all, but he kind of sits on your shoulder and looks at you quizzically. You can't see any facial features, but what should be a face on this thing kind of sits on your shoulder looking at you.
Gotcha. Pass through, and it's just hanging out. #me too. All right.
Yeah, he seems confused. He doesn't seem to understand why you would, the impression you get just natively would be that he doesn't understand why you had told him to fly through the bottom and then come back.
Gotcha.
But let's see. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll just do a d6. It's gonna be 1 Sarah, Norok, Nazim, Pogo, or Artemane. If it's a 6, I'll reroll. Just your initiative order. 3 is Nazim. All right. As you are staring at this this creature that has flitted back and landed on your shoulder again, there is just the briefest flash of noise behind you, and something sweeps out in your direction. Is he near enough to be able to get both? Hang on. 180 degree hips. That he wouldn't be able to do that from up there. Let's see. Dex save from Sarah and Nazim. It's an 18. Just barely failed for Nazim. And both failed. All right. There is a flash from above you, Nazim, that you look up just in time, that you see above the vat a non-distinct head, like a mouth almost, kind of pops upside down from the ceiling upside down, and the mouth opens, and there is an immediate just like hose of caustic liquid splashing over both of you. Oh, it's a DC 20, even worse. 44 damage to each of you.
Shit.
This thing, if you guys don't figure, because like I said, you guys will have to move through this. There isn't a lot you can do to. There's mitigation. You guys you won't be able to hurt it necessarily very much, depending on what you choose.
Can I send off my mind sliver?
Yeah, you can. Yeah. So it'd be disadvantage from the perception there, but yeah, you do get to like I said, you guys can try.
Oh.
It's not impossible. It'll just be very difficult to hit it.
Oh, it's an intelligence saving throw.
Okay.
So would he then get advantage? If I'm supposed to
well, that's really more of the perception, and I would say that it's right above Nazim. Like, it's basically just off to the side. It's close enough that I would say that you don't have to worry about the disadvantage. But he did get a 12. So let's see.
Okay, so then he damage and there's something else.
26 seconds from its next saving throw before the end of its next turn. All right. Okay. There is an echoing screech that you don't hear from above you. You hear it echoing from the halls to the north, like it must be in some kind of imagine an air duct essentially, and above the ceiling, and it echoed out through that and came from the north. But it did seem to have hurt him. I'll tell you that he has enough hit points that it would be difficult for you guys to really do enough damage to him without solving the problem and getting like a closer shot at it where he can't hide. But that is his attempt. You guys applied your damage? Yeah. That was a pretty big hit. All right, it is Pogo's turn. Pogo, go ahead and roll. Let's see. What was the medicine check you made, Fox? How high was it?
22.
Oh, yeah, that's plenty. All right. Roll a percentile dice, and as long as you don't roll under a 25, then you'll get your whole turn. If it's above a 25, you're going to be spending your turn vomiting. Okay, all right. So the Mithridite herbs that she's kind of forcing you to chew on, she's kind of manipulating your jaw very awkwardly, trying to make you chew this stuff. It seems to have released enough of the neutralizing agent from the Mithridite into the foam. You still have like this kind of vomitous material kind of spitting out. So I'll tell you that it'll be difficult to talk during this round or do anything verbally necessarily. Not that it'll fail, just it'll be harder for this round. But otherwise, you are free to stand up and go about your turn.
Take half my movement.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna stand up and just kind of cough out and pull out the rest of these herbs from my mouth.
Right.
And then I'm gonna looking around, probably a little confused. Because at this point, the thing's back on the ceiling or floor or wall. I don't see it around me, right?
Correct, yeah. In fact, actually, when you fell to the floor, it came from the southeast, and now clearly Nazim and Sarah were just splashed with this caustic acid that is burning into the floor, and that came from the northwest. So either there's more than one, or it moved silently across the room.
Alright, I am going to... Now that I know this thing is like kind of hard to avoid or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and cast Invisibility on myself.
Okay.
Then I got a touch. I'm going to go ahead and cast Invisibility at 4th level. So it's me, Norok, and Arteme. So the 2 people around me are going to be invisible.
Okay.
Skadoosh. And I'm just going to then 5, 10, 15 right there.
Okay.
Just move next to this vat, and now we are all invisible. Ooh, look at that. That's a cool little... Good job with the little...
That was actually the healing... remember the healing spear that Artemis used to throw up all the time? That's the one I used for that, but I figured that would work.
It's good for invisibility. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And... I'm going to do a quick, I can't really talk. They know how invisibility works by this point in time. They know if they do stuff, then it'll kill it, but this is just for right now, because I don't really know what's going on. I'm just going to go, put my back against where I can kind of stand a little bit away, continuing to pull the stuff out of my mouth, and that's going to be the end of my turn.
All right. That brings us back to Arteme.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
This thing is not from our native plane, yes?
Give me... you'll be up next too, but go ahead and roll a... There's no, plane... I guess animal handling isn't good either. We'll make it a flat intelligence check, and I'll say that because of your understanding and familiarity of Soconal that you'll still get to add your proficiency bonus. So intelligence plus proficiency. So proficiency is 4, I think. So it'd be 19 rather for you. You don't think so. You based on that at least that the Illithid are from somewhere else. This thing is clearly not an Illithid, but you haven't seen it.
It's not native to the plane that we currently occupy, correct?
You're almost sure that's true. Yeah.
Okay, then it takes an additional 2d8 force damage
from the Mind Sliver. Okay. All right, go ahead and roll it. And Fox, it is your turn.
Is it popped out now?
It is not.
Can we see it?
No.
No, okay.
It hasn't stayed visible at all. It basically, it is an ambush predator. Is clearly the animal that you would attribute it most similarly to. It hops out and it's trying to kind of weaken you, soften you guys up essentially before it really does anything major.
Okay, I'm gonna get produce flame up, and as soon as it pops back out to attack, I'm gonna hit it with flame.
Okay. Produce flame is an action, right?
It's a cantrip.
Yeah, but is it an action as far as the cast? Not a bonus action?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Double check.
It is one action, yep.
And one action, yes.
Alright, so that'll take your action and your reaction. That's how readying an action works. You still technically have a bonus action. Is there anything you want to do with that? Or your movement if you chose to?
No, I don't really have much of bonus actions.
Okay, and movement?
I'll just move closer to the door and put my back to where the jellyfish is.
Okay, alright. Yeah, you have enough movement to make it over there. Do you want me to move you? Okay, alright, right next to Sarah then. You are still invisible, of course, but I'll tell you that if the produce flame goes off, that will break it, right? Because it's an attack.
Yeah. Any kind of attack or spell. Yeah, spell ends for target that attacks or casts a spell.
Yeah,
so,
okay.
Holding a spell, I think, is fine. Just when
exactly. Yeah. For you holding it, it won't break the invisibility yet, but you are still invisible, for the time being, standing next to Sarah, who is still in her shadow form.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us back to Sarah.
Great.
You do see the Stargoyle has landed back on Nazim's shoulder, and of course you know that the Devil's Cap is frantically looking for the Stargoyle.
Yeah. So, and I noticed that it listens to Nazim, right?
Yeah.
Great.
It acts like it's comfortable and knows Nazim. It even was before too. I didn't know what to really even. You guys didn't spend a whole lot of time when you guys were on the deck, but it was trying to spend its time mostly with Nazim when you guys were on the deck, before you went up the mountain.
Right. I will just note that for later. Hey, Nazim, you might want to send that thing in there, because the Devil's Cap wants that thing to try to communicate with us, and I'm pretty sure that those element things you were talking about are inside with the Devil's Cap.
Gotcha.
And then I am going to... Alright, we're supposed to drop these things in the vats, correct?
From what Nazim said, yeah, that's what you would gather, is that each of them, it's a specific element needs to be dropped in a certain order. All right, puppy.
What a dumb engineering decision.
I am going to use Chrono Version as my bonus action.
Okay.
And I am going to move over to this vat over here and leave my thing there. And then I'm just going to put my back to the vat and just hold.
I got a small problem with back to vat myself.
You know what? I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to, when I see the thing, I'm going to use the amulet for banishment on it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna wait for.
This. Okay. All right. And you're holding that as your reaction then?
Yep.
Okay. All right. The Dellen's Cap's turn. Arteme, you feel something as you're kind of backed up against this fibrous and bony material behind you. You feel what you assume is a tendril from the Dellen's Cap, kind of almost tapping you on the shoulder, and you feel something pushed over your shoulder, and then there's a clink on the ground, and you look down, and there's a small golden orb, about probably 2.5 or so inches, like a not tennis, I guess about tennis ball size. Yeah, about tennis ball size ball that clinked onto the floor in front of you. The Dellen's Cap clearly dropped it at your feet.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
Okay. And that is it for it. It can't do anything else, but it dropped it on the ground there. It is Norak's turn.
Alright. So Norak's invisible, but if he attacks, then he's no longer invisible.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
He can talk.
Or technically, if Pogo's concentration breaks, then he would also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, then he's just gonna go. Well, there's a lot of vats and there's a lot of orbs, so he's just gonna go up and wait for an orb then, and if this thing attacks, then I guess he'll just attack.
Alright. Because it probably at least won't attack him, but...
Well, I mean, if he's up here waiting for an orb, he may be within range.
But, like, if he's invisible... Oh, he's wait... I mean, we can't toss orbs around? Shit. That's okay. I'm not...
Well, I mean...
I'm still pulling shit out of my mouth. Don't worry, I'll start yelling in a second.
Do you really want to break an orb?
There's an orb.
I'll tell you that the one that hit the ground, at least,
you know what? I have
seems
more
solid,
faith.
but it's...
I have a lot more faith in this alien technology than y'all do. You think there's gonna be like, well, these power our ship. All right, we'll make them Fabergé egg style.
In that case, if they're solid, then he'll wait over by this vat. If they don't seem like they're gonna break, if we, toss them or roll them to each other.
I'm gonna fucking bowling ball this shit up one of the little rib bone cliffs.
Alright, so that'll be his turn. He'll just keep an eye out.
Might be over by that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. That brings us back to Nazim.
Okay. Alright. Let me go with what she was telling me. I'm going to motion towards the door again, closer to the Dellen's Cap.
Okay.
And I will kind of wave the dragon over. Yep.
Okay.
Let me take a quick look at my stuff. Hold on a second. Let me grab... how far is the Dellen's Cap on the other side of this door?
You can't see it right now, but when you did see it, it was basically right behind Arteme when you saw it last. It hasn't moved, actually, and that's when you did see it. I'm going to tell you, though, that as you walk up to the kind of bone portcullis there, though, and you're kind of clearly gesturing it towards the Dellen's Cap, it just flat out says, "You want me to go talk to him?"
I'm sorry, I forgot. How can he talk to this fucking thing? Or do we all hear
so
it?
All of you hear that verbally.
The void
just
dragon
says,
just said that.
the little Stargoyle just says in
Stargoyle?
Vindian, in Vindian out loud, and all of you can hear it. Oh, you want me to go talk to him?
Yes!
Sure, that would be splendid.
The purple one, she wanted me to go talk to him, right? I'll go talk to him.
We need to get him out of there. and he wants you.
I'm going to also cast my telekinetic hand as well.
Okay, what are you doing with it?
I'm going to actually start moving the telekinetic hand, depending on if I can reach it or not, towards one of the element balls, and just see if I can grab one and see if I can get it through.
There's only one in this room. Basically, the rest of them, the Dellen's Cap still has, and you can't see those. Well, I mean, you could potentially, pull the curtain thingy back or the fibrous material, but Arteme is holding one of them. So actually, she picked it up, so you can't see it at all because she's invisible. But you did hear it and see it clink on the ground before she picked it up. You saw a gold one drop, which you do know is one of the elements usually used to start the engine back up.
Gotcha. So I'll reach through with my telekinetic hand. I'll send it through if it could fit, and see if I can bring it back. And also, I'll tell little void guy, if you'd like to have a conversation, please do.
Okay. As you pull the fibrous material back, you see him just flip right through. He goes straight through. He doesn't go through the hole you made. He just goes through the wall to the other side. And as soon as he's... he's not having to melt himself down, but sure. But as soon as he's on the other side, there's kind of a 2-second pause, and then you hear a song. And it's repetitive, and it keeps playing over and over again, and you can't make any sense of it, but it's clear that the audible noise must be coming from the Dellen's Cap. Pogo, there's a certain familiarity with this song because the ship that you guys were on, and you guys remember Squad Mage Bottle and his journal mentioning a song from the deeps, and you remember all that? It sounds like that. It sounds like the song you kept hearing coming from beneath the ship, very similar to that. And Pogo had a certain failed save roll with the Older Rock where he went a little crazy. You guys remember that when he was trying to keep the Older Rock away from you? And that's what he was hearing at the same time as well. And thankfully didn't have enough time to have an impact on him like it did on Squad Mage Bottle. But anyways, there's a song coming from the other side, and although you're not hearing any sounds from the Stargoyle, a few seconds later it flips back over to this side, and this will be at the end of your turn, Nazim, so go ahead and finish anything else you want to do with your turn. But you're with the telekinetic hand trying to pull one of the orbs away from the Dellen's Cap.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can move the Dellen's Cap and bring it to us after he spoke with him. And of course, I'd like to know what he said.
Okay.
But that's pretty much going to be it.
Roll a d8.
1d8. Okay. Go. Roll.
All right. You reaching through, kind of peering through as best you can from this kind of awkward sideways angle, you see a small metallic one, similar about tennis ball size, that is in the Dellen's Cap's tendrils, and you grasp it with the telekinetic hand. As the Dellen's Cap is this kind of vibrant explosions, like a supernova in this kind of star field of its jellycap head. It's kind of the tone of the song is bursting off with the explosions in its dome. But it just lets you take one of the orbs out of its tendrils. As you return it back to yourself, it's still communicating with the Stargoyle, and you kind of grab it in your own hand and look at it. It looks like it's probably like a dull metallic. You're not sure necessarily what the material is, but it's not. It doesn't look like a precious metal.
So like a pewter ball or
maybe aluminum. It looks a little shinier than pewter, but not quite as shiny as silver.
Ball of aluminum.
You'd guess it's probably steel, is what it looks like. If you were to, attribute it to a specific metal, not being a metallurgist, but you would guess it's probably steel, maybe even just iron. But anyways, the Stargoyle, though, at the end of your, is there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
No, that's going to be it for everything.
Okay. All right. Then at the end of your turn, the Stargoyle flits back to the other side, and he starts to badly emulate the song that he's translating this. So these are just the words once translated into Vindian. But he just comes in and sits on your shoulder, and he says this kind of loudly. He says, "Engine hurt, no time to waste. To restart, elements must be placed. Here we are trapped until set in order. Here I am apt, the unreaching hoarder. This you'll place." And he kind of pauses for a moment. "This you'll place," and he kind of looks over his shoulder like he's not sure how to translate this word, "as the third from the last, an object through which gaze must be passed." And he looks over back towards the Dellen's Cap again. First place, and I'll put all this in the chat for you guys.
Oh, thank God. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it all in the chat for you. But,
he hasn't even gotten to the hook yet.
First placed must be metal of metal most fine, and to follow the greatest of shine. Last must come from a reef, before it that which once bore leaf. Third, that mixed with tin. Following, place the last of its kin. And as he does, he looks over, and Nazim, you know that the order that these are supposed to be placed in. Actually, Sarah, you had a 50-50 shot, and you chose the wrong one. But the first one, he kind of looks over, and you see the head of the Stargoyle. In fact, I'm going to just go ahead and change reveal his name to Stargoyle. You guys can give him a different name if you want, but just so that we don't have multiple unknown creatures in here.
Did anyone else get kicked out just now?
No. I'm still fine here.
We will call him Dark Flappy.
You're still in Discord though, so it's weird.
Browser error. I'll get back.
Okay.
I was just gonna call it Sidus because it's star in Latin.
Spell it. Which? See that? Is that what you mean? Because that's pronounced Sidus. Technically, I usually pronounce it Cetus, but technically it should be Cetus, or Sidus rather. But that's whale. That's what a whale is. Technically, Mysticetus is their animal family. Oh, okay, yeah. Well, Cetus isn't in Cetus, C-E-T-U-S. It's not in this in this campaign, so that wouldn't be too confusing. If it was, that would get confusing. But yeah, it doesn't matter. You guys can give him a different name, however you'd like. I just Stargoyle because of simplicity. Anyways, though, he kind of recites that, which is clearly the translation of the song that the Dellin's Cap was repeating. And then you see the Stargoyle's neck crane in the direction of this vat over here, and the vat lights up. So that is the end of your turn, Nazim. So it will be, the other creature gets to take a second to move here now because it is his turn. But after that, it'll be Pogo's turn, and then you guys, you'll have to essentially figure this puzzle out while being attacked each round. It technically has some legendary actions as well, so it can act after other people's turns in some cases, so be aware that it isn't, the clock is still ticking, I guess is how I'd put that. But, let's see. We'll roll a d6 again through initiative order, and it is a 2, which would be Norok. Norok is still technically invisible.
Would he just come through one of those holes instead, or is it smart enough to only come through holes that are close to things? Like, can it sense where we are?
Well, here's the thing. You guys don't know that until this happens. But right above Norok's head, you guys hear a clambering of clearly this thing is trying to fit through maybe one of the holes that is too small for it, possibly. And the metal is scraping against the kind of fibrous material that the shell is made up of, and is hanging down by its tail. You get to see the full body of this creature. It is quadrupedal with this long, kind of almost conical head. And it's like a monkey hanging from its tail is still up in the ceiling as it hangs itself down, and just slashes it at Norok with both claws. It is multi-attack. It's 1 bite and 2 thrashes, or 1 tail swipe and 2 thrashes. It'll make the attack, and then Becky, you'll get to do your reaction.
Do I have to do it under disadvantage, or does it get normal?
Well, here's the thing. You guys don't know this, but it has thermal sight. It has a thermal vision, so the invisibility, unfortunately, wouldn't particularly make a difference in this case. You wouldn't have known that until now. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't have known this until now, but I will tell you that now you do recognize that it didn't seem to miss.
I'm just watching it come straight down at Norok and just start tearing it. I'm like, oh, okay.
It is straight across from you too. Yeah. So it is 1 bite, 2 thrashes, or 1 tail swipe. It'll be 1 bite, 2 thrashes then. It's still. Oh shit! It would still. No, I guess because for Tremor Sense it wouldn't. Yeah, so it would still be 16. Becky, I think that missed. I think he's 17. 18. Okay. All right. So the bite misses. And the thrash, which is good because the bite's the worst of the two for sure. That'll miss as well. So he's still gonna end up missing with the invisibility or not. That'll hit though. All right. So 23.
I can't read that thing. This thing keeps scrolling every time it. Dice roll.
Here, I'll put it in Discord for you guys, and then you guys can use that.
Yes, please. Yeah, because I'm trying to write it, and it keeps changing.
All right, now Nora was holding if it got within range, so I guess he will hit it.
Okay. And then Pogo has a reaction. What were you holding? And Sarah has a reaction as well.
I wasn't holding my reaction.
Sorry. Arteme and Sarah. Arteme was holding Produce Flame. Sarah the Banish and Norok's attack. So
yeah, I used my action for the invisibility. So
okay.
No, I have not played a melee character on this in a very long time. Which one do I go to? Which tab for
inventory?
Shit?
Yeah, inventory. You'd be doing it from the actions there, yeah, or from his items rather.
He doesn't have that. Use go. Attack.
And I'm curious here: is he still raging, or is that dropped? Okay.
Yeah, he's still raging.
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Actually, he would have needed to take damage or hit something.
Sure, that worked.
Hang on. The thing is, I'm really lenient about that because it seems like if there's just a lull in something like this where it isn't, direct combat, it really kind of, makes the feature not that valuable. But let's see here.
Well, it hasn't come back to his turn yet, has it? No, it has. So, okay.
Well, hang on. Because this might still be fine anyways, because it is... rage lasts 1 minute, ends early if you were knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature. He started his rage and then moved, but that's that. I'd say that it'd at least have until the next turn. So I would say, yeah, it's still... He wouldn't start his rage, walk 15 feet, and then stop raging just because he didn't hit something. So I'm going to say that it's still fine. Well, his rage is still up.
So 20?
Yeah, 20 will hit. Yep. All right, 12 damage. The creature, I'll give you this in just a second here. Let me apply that real quick so I don't forget. All right. The creature hanging down from the ceiling, trying to lash away at Norok. It catches him just barely with one claw. This kind of barbed, almost like a praying mantis, like the hands of the arm parts of the praying mantis with a little kind of, thicker, almost bicep shape, with a bunch of spikes out of it, that it just rakes across Norok's shoulder and face. And then as it's starting to pull away and lift it, like it roll itself up into a ball, almost roly-poly style, using the tail to pull itself away, Norok impacts the back of it. There's no spray of blood or anything of that sort. It kind of connects in with the metal, and you feel like a chink beneath it as it clearly bit into flesh of some sort beneath it. But it has this ability here too. As a reaction to being hit, the Elithomorph can disengage and flee up to half its movement speed, and it flees back up into the ceiling, of course.
Wait, I get my reaction.
You both get your reactions. He just doesn't get more melee attacks, which technically that would be fine, for Norok anyways. That's all he was going to get was one for the reaction anyways.
Holding.
Yeah.
So it's a Constitution save.
Okay.
It has to beat a 16. It's only a fucking 16.
All right.
16's not bad.
Yeah, but it's a Constitution save. This thing's
it's
super
just a
high Constitution.
I don't know. It's a metal ceiling snake. I don't have no idea.
I guess we'll see.
21.
I'm gonna make it reroll.
Okay.
I have one left.
With your chronal thing, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you trying to do right now, anyways? What's this spell?
Banish it.
Oh, banish it?
Yeah.
Give you more time to get the puzzle figured out. And hit again. It pulls itself up into the ceiling. Arteme, you still get to release your produce flame as well if you want to.
Sure. Yeah, I'll try and hit it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack for that. AC is an 18, so. 12 will not do it, unfortunately. You do see it lifting up into the ceiling. Norok's blade clinks against it and bounces off of the metal, clearly injuring it, but only slightly. Sarah releases an attempt of a purplish material to surround it, but it's already pulled up into the ceiling, and your bolt of little mote of flame passes right past it just as it lifts itself up and impacts the wall behind it. That is it for its turn. That brings us back to Pogo.
All right. Seeing, first I'm going to kind of, Arteme, were you eating ham? And I'm going to see as, seeing Norok basically not being helped by this invisibility, I'm going to drop my concentration, and I am going to use my one-a-day polymorph to turn into a giant ape.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold my concentration on this, and I'm going to, as a giant ape, I'm going to move as close and kind of shield the people at the door from the rest of the room. And I'm going to hold my action to, if it comes within
I have to
my...
take a call, guys. I'm sorry.
Sure. If it comes within my space, within I think a giant ape has 10 feet around him to grab. I am going to, instead of attacking it, I'm going to try to use my action to simply grapple it and hold it into my giant arms.
I don't have. Yeah, actually, hang on. I can grab the actors thing.
Give me giant ape.
I actually have the entire D&D Beyond, like all the books that I own in D&D Beyond. I have them imported, so I can, or I have them staged, so I can import them. I'll have to grab a token for it real quick, but I can polymorph you and then put a token on.
What's funny is the only ones that I think I'll use very often, there's probably like 2, maybe 3 that are in battle ones, and then all the rest will be like outside battle where I don't need a token for them. Like a little mouse or something to go sneak in places.
Yeah. Oh shit, that is much bigger than I thought
They're big.
Yep.
Big boys.
Find a token for you real quick here.
I was like, back right up. Perfect. That's awkward. I mean, that works. I don't give a shit.
Search those. Token pool. I think I have an 8
I can bring up my stats.
I do. I already did. It's that already has the stats for you. Oh, that's because it was... Wait, did I not pick the right thing? Ape is in the token pool.
I got it. I mean, I got them right here.
What do you mean?
I mean, I got my stats.
Yeah. It's there. There we go. No, I was trying to update the token. There you go. Yeah, you can... Your actor, if you just double click it, has the stats on there now. You'll see Pogo Giuseppe. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you're holding a reaction to try to grapple it if it's within reach of you to do so. Okay.
Yeah, I'm holding my reaction to do that. Actually, I just realized. So Sculptor Flesh is actually an action, so I can't hold my action to grapple it.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, but you still have that means that you still have a reaction and bonus action now if you need them.
You know what? Nah. I made my mistake. I'll live with it. So I'm a giant ape, so I'm just gonna stand like here in front of the rest of the people.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna kind of defend if I can. That's gonna be my thing.
All right. That brings us to Arteme. Arteme, you are no longer invisible because the concentration was dropped on that, but you are holding a golden orb, and you did hear the song recited by Stargoyle beside you.
Yeah. Give me a couple seconds here.
Okay.
I have a question. Is there supposed to be 7 orbs or 8 orbs?
There's, well, I mean,
Read the poem.
Yeah, there's 8 total.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and tell you that just by the poem, the last one, well, one of them is not identified in there and would obviously be a process of elimination.
Whatever the last one is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
It's intended to be tricky. I mean, it's not supposed to be easy, guys. I mean, honestly, it's not. It's like it'll be easy if you guys start, writing them down. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but it's because so it says this you'll place as the third from the last.
The third from last is a clear one.
Yes.
Yes.
Or something.
But you're holding the gold one.
So that's probably the shiny one, maybe.
Metal most fine.
Yeah. So first place must be the metal most fine. Second one is greatest shine. Third is tin. Fourth is the last of its kin. The last one's the wreath. The one before the last one is the leaf, and then
The wood.
You do know that the Dellen's Cap still has at least some of the others. It may have all of them. You don't know. All right, Soko.
Leaf one's gonna be wood. The reef one's gonna be coral. God, I would punch the engineer of this spaceship in the fucking head.
I'll go ahead and tell you this too. This is something that Nazim had a certain insight to. These aren't things that would normally be manually be placed. They would move these things telekinetically, so they would just be placing them. But they were when the ship
Of course
crashed.
they would.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as like
Maybe we-
humans walking over and dropping them in the pool. That's not how they would be doing these things. You just have to, because you're not able to move things with your mind.
Maybe we should just get them all first and look at them and make sure that the metal so fine is going to be the gold.
I'll tell you that it will fuck things up pretty bad if you do them wrong. So it'll take the Dellen's got time to go and find another one if you mess them up. So you might want to be sure before you just play guess and check. What you doing, Fox?
Trying to figure this out for a second here.
Okay. Taco being AFK is going to mess some things up potentially if he's not able to get back before too long.
We're just gonna ready produce flame again and wait where I am.
You can take a second, Fox, if you want to, try to puzzle it over so you guys are able to move things. Because I'm going to tell you, if you have too many rounds, this is the last turn where he's not going to use a legendary action, and it's going to you guys are going to end up having to heal and shit like that, which will make things harder to get the puzzle solved. So, because he can hit pretty hard. What Sarah said might be a good suggestion too. I mean, you could just ask just reach your hands in and see if it'll give you the rest of them. And then you could try to analyze the ones.
Yeah, I'll put my hand through to see if it'll help us or give us a couple more, and then go from there. But also ready produce flame in case the other thing shows up again.
Okay. Yeah, it won't take your action to basically just handing you small items. As you place your hands through, he's dropping these. There's two. He drops two. He tries to drop a third, and then he picks it back up again because you can't hold three of them. But he drops two of them. You pull those back. You put another hand through. He drops two more. You end up with 8 total because you already had the gold one and you dropped 7 more. One of them, these kind of nebulous tentacles. You see these 8 orbs that he dropped into of various colors and materials. They're clearly all individual elements here, or at least elemental representations, if not directly individual elements. One is rocky and porous and has kind of a reddish hue to it. One of them is smooth, like a. Oh, actually, sorry. He gives you 7 total. Nazim has one of them. So the second one that he gives you is smooth like a river rock. Another one is like a similar sheen to the gold one, but darker, or like almost brown. It's metallic. Then one that is translucent and seems to kind of magnify what little light is in the room here. Another one that has a deep mahogany hue, and there's visible fibrous lines in it. You gather this must be wood. Looks like wood. And the last one, you see reflecting trapped light in all directions, like it's got a ton of facets inside of it, like a white gemstone.
Is what I have so far.
Okay. All right, so Arteme, you are now holding 7 of them, and then preparing to produce flame for if it becomes visible again. That the end of your turn, Arteme?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna tell this to the group, metal most finds first, greatest shine, tin, last of kin, I'm not sure, gaze can be passed through, probably translucent, leaf, and reef is what I got from that.
Okay. Alright, you shout that out to the group then. Sako, are you back yet? Alright, Sako's not back yet. The Stargoyle is trying to, help, and it looks at Nazim and just says audibly, and I'm going to go ahead and normally this would be the kind of thing that might be, whispered, but because the Stargoyle is seeing this out loud, then all of you will hear this and all of you would know. And he just flat out looks, like the head kind of turns in Nazim's direction, and he asks, did you forget how to turn this thing on? We need to hurry. And that'll be it for his turn, because I would let Nazim reply, but he just flat out says that of Nazim. It is Sarah's turn. What you doing, Becky?
Okay, can Nazim use telekinetic abilities is my question.
He has short-range telekinetics, yeah.
Short range? Okay, so he could do maybe a couple of them. I could use my floating disc to drop one in. I believe Sarah and Sarah and Pogo can use Mage Hand to drop another one in. So that's a few of them, right?
Well, I'm an ape, so I'm not gonna be able to do that shit.
Right.
You guys could try throwing them too. Just if you miss, it's gonna,
Brain right now. Is
I'm
just
not
gonna
gonna
be
try
trying to
throwing because
grab shit coming out of the ceilings, floors, and walls. That's what the ape is gonna be doing.
Yeah, it is polymorph, not wild shape. So
Yeah,
you
that's
don't
all
have,
it's gonna be doing.
Fox keeps her mind when she does it.
Yeah.
What you doing, Becky?
Then I guess I'm gonna go walk over. Or no, I'm just gonna have Artemis roll me whatever. I'm just gonna walk under the gate. Alright, so I can get here.
Yeah, you'd be able to go through the. Yeah, you're able to move through a creature.
You probably
with
also
larger.
toss shit.
Alright, so metal most fine.
Artemis has them all, so
So we're assuming metal most fine is the gold one?
Platinum.
Yeah?
There's platinum one, but I think gold. There's a gold one.
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just. Oh, hang on. I gotta edit something real quick, and then I'll give you guys all of the list so that you know what they are. Well, actually, Artemis has all of them now anyway, except for one of them that you guys guess is probably steel. So just 1 second, and I'll give you the list of the individual orbs, and you guys can figure them out. All right. Make sure this looks right when I paste it in. Yeah, that's cool. There you go. All right, I put that in the Discord as well. You did walk past Artemis, though, so, I mean, I doubt Artemis would not give you one if you tried to grab one.
Yeah, I definitely would.
Alright, so are we going with the gold one? Because it wouldn't be the silver. Alright, I guess I'm gonna grab the gold one.
Justin was all, looking forward to get to play Pogo today. The first round, he's vomiting,
Well,
and then he turns himself into an ape. So
you know what? In hindsight, it made more sense then. I feel like an ape playing whack-a-mole with this fucking thing is gonna be a fun experience. So.
You'll probably have a chance here shortly, depending on what D6 rolls up. Sorry, Becky.
Alright, so I guess I'm gonna grab the gold one.
Okay.
And use Mage Hand to drop it in, and here's what's in.
Alright. You, rushing past Artemis, who's got, like, arms in a, like, carrying firewood kind of arms held out, holding all of them.
Oh, Sako's not back yet, is he?
Sako? No.
Alright, then, nope, we'll just do it then.
Right.
Okay, I think the last one, which reflects the trap light, might have the greatest shine unless the gold shines more in the light.
Are you guys taking a minute to think about it, or are you going to drop gold?
I would assume the greatest shine would be the one that looks like it has trap light in it.
That's what I do, yeah.
There's no mirror ball, right?
There's no mirror ball, no.
Yeah.
So
You can see him in Discord too, Justin.
Oh, okay.
I dropped all the individual ones in.
I'm gonna use Mage Hand and just drop it in.
All right, you drop the gold into it. You hear it clink against the inside of the vat as it falls through this kind of semi-translucent, greenish, non-Newtonian fluid, and it sinks down through it. And you hear it rolling off, like underneath the floor where you guys are at, like it's rolling out through a tube. And the light goes out on that one, and the one below it lights out.
Yes. Okay. Now,
Alright.
my Mage Hand is still.
Yeah, it
No,
stays
I
up,
can't-
but it is an
I don't
action.
think I can move it.
Yeah, it's an action to do it. Yeah, so.
All right, so never mind.
But Norok is there. If you guys could throw one to Norok, he could get it in there. Up to you guys.
And no one's invisible anymore, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone's visible.
Yeah. All right, that brings us to, Sarah, any actions any bonus actions or movement? I guess that was all your movement anyway.
Right. If I get hit again, I am going down, so I am going to take my one health potion that I've got.
All right.
Because that's going to be bad.
Did I lose somebody? Where's Pogo?
I'm here.
Yeah, where are you on the map, though? Oh, no, you're the 8th. God damn it. I'm fucking looking around like, where's Pogo at?
6.
Oh, shit. And you got a 4? Oh, it is +2. Yeah, so 6. All right. The Dellen's Cap, you guys hear the song still playing, and the song is getting more and more frantic. It doesn't, it can't really help. And I'll go ahead and tell you that the first part of the song about it saying that being trapped until set in order, and here I am apt the unreaching horde. He was clearly talking about himself. And this would be, although you guys didn't have this information from the Vast Erudition, because you were never able to actually communicate with it beyond pictures and emotions. They speak in song. And so that was its attempt to kind of frantically get you guys to help as it is trying to get out, but it can't get out on its own. But you do hear him, kind of moving back and forth, trying to, like a nervous dog at a door trying to get out. That brings us to an orc.
Right. Does he have enough movement to get over there? He can't. So he's gonna hold his action for somebody to like roll it to him.
Okay.
So he can just pick it up and toss it in.
Okay.
Because he's not gonna have enough movement to go back and forth.
The floor is not smooth. You wouldn't really be able to roll it across the floor. It would basically roll up a slope and then roll back the other direction. For example, like it's all ridges and non smooth surfaces.
All right.
But
so if he goes here, like halfway, and somebody were to like toss it to him, he can still see up into the vat, right? So like.
Meaning, could he toss it into the vat from there?
Yeah, just like a lob into the vat.
Probably, yeah.
All right, then we'll do that.
I mean, he's got proficiency in athletics as well, so I mean, I think he can make a 15-foot throw into a pretty 20-foot wide vat. I think he can make a tennis ball into that, hopefully from 15 feet. That'd be a pretty awful failure. So.
Okay, so then he's just gonna wait for somebody to toss him one.
Okay, all right. That brings us back to Nazim. Sako he's typing in Discord right now, so. You didn't want to try one of the spoiled Stratos, Becky?
Nope, those are last resort.
It may not be a great time for it right now either.
Okay, check Discord and see if you came up with the same thing I did. That's my guesses, okay?
That's exactly what I came up with.
Okay. Like, I'm not sure which one goes for 4 and 5. It's either the Riverstone or the other one.
The similar but dark brown sheen or whatever. Because one of them is... Yeah, because the metallic one would be 3, so yeah.
All right, let's do this, guys. If you guys want to keep puzzling over it, go right ahead. We're going to take a quick break.
Let's talk.
Exactly. Just do 5 minutes maybe, and hopefully he's back by then. If not, we'll go ahead and continue anyways. But there's a lot of stuff that's relevant for him in this too, both him and Norok. Really, I didn't want to be missing this, but yeah, take a quick 5, everybody. You guys can, you can keep, plotting if you want to. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke, but I'll keep my headphones on. I don't know how well my reception is out there though.
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back. I think I need a taupe.
Okay. Yeah, it'll make things. It's going to add a lot of time if you guys mess with any of these up because it's you guys wouldn't have any real information about this, but Nazim has an impression of how these things work in this ship already, and it'll take time for another orb to be procured.
Yeah, so the only two that we're not sure where they go are the river rock and the one with the darker sheen. The one that's brown. Because it doesn't say there's only clues on here for 7.
Funny how that works, huh?
Yep. That's why I asked. I was like, is there only 7 or is there 8? Because there's 8.
There's 8. I'll tell you too, that, like everybody, would be aware of this, but there's definitely the Stargoyle clearly recognizes Nazim and is confused why Nazim doesn't know how this works. Like he, did he forget
When you
that?
said, did you forget how to start it? I'm like,
Yeah.
Does that mean he was on this ship?
Nazim hasn't obviously been sharing a lot of the information that he's gotten with you guys about this ship. So do with that what you will, but
Sarah
yeah.
is taking note of everything that is said and plans to have a nice long conversation with her.
Yeah, but I mean, all of that basically, Nazim, that was, his own knowledge. That wasn't something that I could, that wouldn't be automatically shared to anybody unless he chose to share it. But the Stargoyle flat out saying it out loud, did you forget how to start this? Obviously kind of tipped the hat a little bit, and everybody would have heard that, so. Esther had a really bad nail break the other day. Had to take her into the vet. I have she's perfectly fine now. It was really frustrating because I was throwing the ball for her just down the hall.
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool. All right, good. No problem, dude. It's your turn here in just a minute, but I'll fill you in on what's happened once everybody's back. We're just taking a quick 5. But yeah, so threw it down the hall for her. And I have a floor rug, and I didn't realize this, but there was like a little part where it started to fray, and I think her nail must have gotten caught like in the thread, and yanked it because the nail was snapped like 90 degrees straight out to the side. Yeah, and she was in terrible pain. Like she was perfectly fine right when it happened, and acting totally normal. Still wanted to play. I made her stop because it was bleeding and everything. But the quick was exposed. Like you could see the pulp of the nail because the nail was snapped off, but still snapped off to the right, but still attached. And so anyways, that night though, she was just like she's never, she's 5 or 6 now. And she's never been, in that kind of pain. Like she's never whimpered and literally would not lay down because if she lay down, it would put pressure on the nail. So she literally sat up the entire night just staring at me. So I couldn't sleep, because she was just whimpering the whole time. It was just awful. But it was late. Yeah, it was evening on Tuesday, I think, when that happened. And I called my vet and took her in. They got me in, 2 hours after I called, which was great, and took her in. They took the broken bit of the nail off and put this, antibacterial ointment on it, and then like this cauterizing stuff so that it wouldn't, the exposed quick wouldn't be as painful for her. She didn't sleep that entire time, like for a solid 36 hours or whatever it was. No, it wouldn't have been that long. I guess she just didn't sleep that night. Yeah. So, anyways, she just hadn't slept. But anyways, took her home and she just passed out immediately. She's perfectly, like, totally normal. Just fell asleep like a normal, which is good to see. And then 6 hours later, 100%. She's just wanting to run and play again. After like being up and whimpering all night in pain, it was it was good to see her snap back so quickly. But now, of course, she wants to run and play when she's not supposed to. Supposed to give it a week of not, no playing fetch and all that kind of stuff. So right back to her annoying self.
We took Rufus to the emergency vet because he kept throwing up a few weeks ago. Apparently he had a blockage because he ate something stupid. Mm-hmm. And then
haven't we all?
They cut him open and it had already passed by the time they cut him open. Come on, Boo.
Jeez. So all that surgery expense for nothing?
Yep. Well, they ended up doing, I don't remember what it's called, but they stitched the lining of his stomach to his wall on his side, so that way it won't twist if he eats anything else. But
What a
yeah,
weird fix.
he wasn't supposed
It does
to
sound
be
weird,
for like a week, and the day after he was like, let's go play.
Yeah.
Is there like a shit covered like tire in the somewhere?
Did he eat a
That was,
tire?
like, a clue? Yeah.
We think it was part of his blanket, so he's not allowed to have blankies anymore. But they couldn't find it. They don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
It passed at some point. Rufus, come on. Stop being an asshole. Come in the
All right. I think that's Fox. I'm not sure if that was. Maybe it wasn't. Might have been there. Fox, you back? All right. We'll give Fox a second. So Phil, while Fox is or before Fox gets back here, Sako will fill you back in. So let's see, for the whole round, the creature kind of jumped down from the ceiling and tried to attack Norok. I think you were there for that, right? You heard that still?
Yeah, that was the last thing I think I heard.
Okay, all right. So after that, then, actually, it was after your last turn. So yeah, let's see, Pogo was already Pogo turned into the ape. I'm not sure if you missed that part or not, and then is over there, kind of trying to, be ready if the creature comes down to try to grapple it.
Big ol' hug.
Yeah, as a giant ape there. Arteme got the rest of the orbs from the Dellen's Cap, so you have you're holding one. You're holding one that looks like steel, and then she's holding 7 others. Sarah ran. Oh, sorry. After that, this might fuck things up for you, Nazim. So I wanted to make sure that you were back for this. After Arteme had gotten the rest of the orbs, though, the Star Royal still sitting on your shoulder, Nazim, looked in your direction and said, "Did you forget how to start this? What's wrong?" And
God damn it.
But nothing else. But I would say, obviously, everybody, because that was said in Indian and loud enough for everybody to hear. After that, Sarah ran past Arteme and grabbed the gold orb and threw it into the into the vat in the top left, and the light went out from that one, and the light came on from the next one to the south of it. And then after that, the Dellen's Cap just continued singing, and Norok moved towards the middle to try to kind of catch the next one, and now we're back to you. So, Fox, you back?
Gotcha.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and what are you going to do, Nazim? And if it's anything that we need to make sure Fox is present for, we might give her a second to get back. But otherwise, go ahead.
All right. So they threw the first component into the first thing, which was.
It was gold in the top left, and
gold.
It did. Yeah, and the light went out, and then the next one lit up. The one to the south of that.
Okay. So number 2 is going to be the gaze that can be passed. So I would assume it's the whatever we have, that something's translucent like glass or plastic or something like that.
It's the greatest shine. Is the second one.
Greatest shine.
Yeah. So it's the one that looks like it's got like light inside of it.
Okay.
So that's, I don't know if it would be called a stanza or a verse, but it is first placed must be metal of most fine, which was gold, presumably. And the line after that is, and to follow the greatest of shine.
And to follow the greatest of shine, so something reflective or something that has a light within it. Do we have anything like that?
Well, it's
There's
the
no
orbs.
light.
So if you look in this Discord, we got a list of the types.
Oh, there. Gold, white gem, metallic, blank, translucent.
So the ones that Fox has put in there, those are what she's guessing each of them are. The block that I put in there, if you look at the 2 blocks that have the kind of black background, those are just images out of my OneNote. Those are the actual orbs that you have individually.
Okay, reddish hue, smooth river rock, shimmers like gold. Silver, translucent, seems to magnify. Another deep mahogany hue. Reflecting trapped light like white gemstone. So white gemstone will go into the next one.
Okay.
What we're seeing.
Yeah. All right. And then we just drop them in, or we just have to have.
It's up to you. You got to get them into that vat one way or the other. You do know that Norok is south of you, kind of just standing there, ready to catch one. But Arteme has them.
Gotcha.
You have the steel one. She has the rest.
Okay, then let me go ahead and do this. We are.
So are we definitely positive it's not going to be the translucent one that magnifies what little light is in the room? Which
Well,
one
no,
would be that?
because if it's translucent, then
That's
it
the
will
one
be
that
the one
gave
that you can see through.
Yep, cool. Just want to double check. Yep, definitely that one.
You know, I was wondering if you guys would have exactly that trouble if you would mix those two up, because I made them subtle with hopefully enough hints, but I like that you guys puzzled that out.
Good. We're good.
Gotcha. Okay, so then we all agree that that's one we're going to put in. So let's do this. It is 30 feet from her, so I'm just going to ask to be handed that gem.
You'll have to move over to her. She's 15 feet away.
Where's she at?
Well, 10 feet technically. She's to the right of you.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
And then the ape is going to be in the way.
It's okay. And I can move after this. I still have movement after this, right?
Yeah, you do.
And just handing me an item is not an
Yeah,
action?
she'll hand it to you. Yeah, no, that's free. She can hand it to you. So
Okay.
10 feet to get there.
And it's 25 feet to the vet, so I only have
Yeah,
10 more,
20 feet.
20 more
Yeah, 20
feet.
Yeah,
Okay, so
but you
20
have to
feet
move
to the
around
right.
the ape as well. So
I can go right through the dragon, or right through the little
yeah,
vapor thing.
you can go left. Yeah, you can go back the way you came. Yeah, but not through the ape. You'd have to go left and then back and then south. There you go.
5, 10,
If you
15.
can't make it there,
20.
Nora's holding an action to throw it in.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to throw it to Norok,
I'm gonna-
he's closer, but that's you.
I'm going to pass the rock to Norok then.
Okay. All right. I'll say the 10 feet. You can just toss it to him. That's fine. He's got.
Could I toss it into the vat from where I'm at now, or into the?
You can try. If I'm, yeah, I mean, it's not a 0 chance. It's not a 0% chance of failure. I guess is how I put that. And if you do, if it goes catastrophic, it would make this a much more, a harder encounter here.
How are you in athletics?
Athletics, I am really bad.
Okay, Norok has proficiency with a +9.
Let us go ahead and throw this to Norok.
Right. He was
So
holding
Norok-
his action to do that. So.
Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and just lob it over to him 5 feet away.
All right, that's well within passive. Norok grabs it and kind of spinning in place. Go ahead and make an athletics check. Just don't roll a natural 1.
Okay.
Alrighty.
For Norok.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, it's fine. All right, Norok tosses it into the vat. You hear the clink of the kind of white gemstone, the one that looks like diamond, is what you gather was probably made of diamond. Lands into the vat and then rolls its way down, and the light goes out, and the next one to the south lights up. Any bonus actions, or I mean, really, none of those even really took an action. Any actions or bonus actions, Nazim?
Nope, that's going to be it for now. Actually, it doesn't matter because I can't really dodge that thing anyway. I'll just keep my eyes open for the next tail strike.
Okay. All right. Well, funny you should say such a thing, because it is his turn. He is no longer... What the Mind Sliver thing is gone now, Becky, right? It was only for the next turn, which was last round. Okay.
I'm not sure if it's a turn or if it's his next turn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was after it. Oh, maybe within a
throw
certain...
it. Oh, before the end of my next turn.
Okay, yeah, so that's definitely past then. All right. Let's roll a d5, or d6 rather. If it's a 6, we re-roll. All right, so 5 is Arteme. There is a clambering up above, and this would be below passive, at least for Arteme with her keen perception, and probably for Pogo. The ape, does the ape have keen hearing?
He has.
I don't see it. It didn't pull for it, at least if it does.
Features.
Yeah, let me look.
Doesn't show up under attributes. So
Either he doesn't, or it just didn't pull those features. So I don't think it
I'll
does.
double check. I'll double
Yeah,
check.
I'm bringing it. Okay, all right. It doesn't. Just passive perception's 14. So all right. It clambering above though. Let's see. It is going to lash out with a venomous sting. It's going to try to sting Arteme first, because Arteme is holding the orbs, and it is intelligent enough to recognize that. Fox, are you back?
Somewhat. I have protecting poison, so...
So the DC will be harder, or be an 18. You'd have to beat an 18 instead of a 20. But it's only if the attack hits first anyway, so let's see if the attack makes it. Natural 1. So, it lashes out with a tail, and you see it coming. You duck just in time.
plus 16.
7. Yeah, you got a 7
Holy
on a natural
shit.
1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
impressive.
Stabbed himself in the neck.
Hang on. That can't be right. What is the modifier on it?
Could be.
I mean, it is a legendary creature,
Plus
so...
10 to hit, and then
Oh, yeah, it is plus 10 to hit, but where's the 4 and the 2 coming from? Let me look at the math on that real quick.
probably just strength or.
Yeah, it is. And then the 2, I don't know where the last 2 is coming from. Either way, it's I mean, it is a legendary creature. So.
There's a +4 and a +2 on the thrash that you didn't allow as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
That's
then it must be its stats coming from somewhere then, yeah. But either way, even a natural 1, or even with a 17 rather on a natural 1, it doesn't hit. It lashes its tail out over you, nearly connecting with the back of the ape as you duck down beneath it. You do have a chance to release the your help produce flame if you want to, Fox.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Good. And Pogo, the tail is not. I mean, it wasn't really attacking you, but I'm going to say that it is within range for you to try because it is. It's a larger creature. You haven't seen it yet, but it is large enough that the tail would be within range if you wanted to try to take an opportunity.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and take an opportunity attack. So I'm just going to go ahead and see what lands under my inventory. Fist. I'm going to go ahead and try to fist it.
Try to punch its tail. Oh. Foxy, roll on your produce flame.
Yeah, let me hit that.
Yep. 14 will not hit.
Then I.
Angry ape tries to punch at the tail as it swings by.
I'm telling you, man. Once I'm readying my action on my next turn, it's all over for this fucker. I'm gonna grab him out of the ceiling.
I'm picturing that as trying to grab the tail and just yanking him down. But
we're out of
does
the
the 26
floor.
hit?
Yep, that'll hit.
Damn it.
All right, 15 more. The tail as it snuck down over your head, and you duck just to avoid it. You manage to impact it just as it's pulling away. It does lift the tail right back up into the ceiling, and that is it for its turn. There, it is Pogo's turn now.
All right. After it goes up into the ceiling, I am just going to get kind of pretty much where I'm at, but kind of close to everyone, and I am going to ready a grapple. For if it comes within range, so within 10 feet of me on any direction, I'm gonna ready a grapple. Just try to grab it and hold it if I can. And that's my whole turn.
All right. I'm pretty sure you can. Pardon me, can. Attack of opportunity used to make a grapple. Okay. Grappling. So you couldn't do it as an attack of opportunity, which you didn't. Like that's, you tried to attack it, but as a regular action, yeah, you can.
Holding a grapple.
Yeah, from the developer, from Jeremy Crawford, take the ready action to grapple shove outside of your turn. Meaning that on your turn you can do it, obviously, but if you're using ready action, which you are, then you're good. Yeah, you can do it that way.
Because I can't do it now because it's back in the ceiling like a fucking coward.
Yeah. I was pretty sure that would work. That by the rules that should be allowed to work, and it does. So cool. All right, then you're just readying that action. Is there any bonus action to do in the meantime?
Nope, not in this form.
Okay. All right. Then at the end of your turn, it is going to take its legendary action. It's first. Remember, I kind of warned you guys that it does have these, of course. It is going to Venomous Sting again, this time at Pogo again.
Does it show itself, though? Do I see it when it does this?
I mean, you'll have a moment. You will get to try to react to it, yes. It does get the attack first, so if you fail this, the paralysis would kind of prevent your
sure.
But as long as it doesn't hit, or if you succeed against the poison, then you'd still be good there.
I've only got a 16 DC. So. Oh, 20 con?
AC. All right, well, 25 will hit then. Go ahead and roll the con. And it's actually, so it was supposed to be a 20, because Fox put the protection against poison. It's 18, so.
Okay. You got pretty good con. We'll see what happens.
All right, but you're cool. All right, so stated. So the tail does impact. You still take the damage from that for your polymorph form here for 19 damage. But the stinger end of the tail, this kind of barbed, blade, almost arrowhead-shaped tail, trying to sink in through the kind of leathery fur of the skin on the back of this ape, is not able to find purchase. It still scratches away with the bladed portion of it, but is not able to inject the venom. And as it's trying to rip the tail away, go ahead and make your attempt with a grapple. It's a strength check.
Yeah.
And that is with a because your Pogo's is done at 6 plus 6, so yeah, you did. All right, and it's attempt to evade.
Strong too. We'll see.
Actually, does it have anything to? I don't think it does actually. Like it does for evading for running away, but I don't think it has anything to stop it from being grappled here. Let's see. Can move on ceilings, disengage and flee up to half its movement. Stealth checks with advantage while in darkness. Dim light or darkness can use a bonus action to hide. It does not. Yeah, it doesn't have anything that would prevent it from being able to be grappled. So
he's just got to get a strength check under 22, right?
Yeah, strength or dex, either one. It's the same thing. Or to obey, yeah. So he will make a dex check.
Oh, big money, big money!
Let's see. A 4. The tail, after just raking across the back of the ape, you spin in around and grab just onto the metal chunk of it with one arm, and then lower anything with the other, and just use both to try to pull it from the ceiling. You are able to grapple the tail and pull him from it, being able to hold onto the tail, but you can't pull the creature straight out of the ceiling just like that. Go ahead and make a strength, just a regular strength check to see if you can yank him from the ceiling. You do have a grapple of the tail, is what I'm saying, but we'll see if you're able to pull him from...
See if I can kind of like...
Exactly, keeping him from running away at the very least. Okay, with a 20, let's see if he can fight back with a strength check to pull away, and get back up into the ceiling. It is strong, but not as strong as that. A natural 20. All right, so it's still in the ceiling, but you do have the tail, meaning that it is...
Tail,
yeah, exactly. It kind of, beginning to be swung around almost by it, but you're heavy enough to kind of be anchored and holding it, so it's not able to flee, and the tail is still visible and exposed. Artemis, that brings us to you.
Okay. I'll use Produce Flame on it then.
Okay. But you do still have the engine that needs to get started too, so keep that in mind. The third, you guys have you're at the third stage of that now, but all right, Produce Flame, go ahead and roll the attack. AC's an 18.
I'm just gonna try to keep holding on to this butthole.
Okay, 21 will hit. Go and roll the damage.
And then I'll pass the third one, the metallic one, to whoever's closer to that nearest.
So there's multiple metals here. So what metal are you referring to when you say metallic here?
What do we have
The
that's... What do we have that's
There is a
bronze-ish? Is there something that looks bronze-ish to us? Kind of a shiny orange?
So there is one of that list here. The fourth one down, where it says a similar sheen but darker, almost brown. That is a gold. So that's after gold. So it's referring to being darker, almost brown compared to the gold.
Like the copperish bronze, maybe.
That's what you're guessing is probably bronze.
Wait,
Yes.
3 is the tinny one metallic one. This almost silver and shine, but not quite so bright.
Third, that mixed of tin, and to get bronze is copper and tin.
Oh.
I was wondering if anybody had some, metallurgy.
Yeah, that's a lot of Age of Empires over here, man.
Yeah.
So the clue for that one is third, that mixed of tin, and to get bronze, you mix copper and tin.
So it could be like a pewter or a bronze. So I don't see anything that's pewter. So,
But you do have one that is, like, if you're familiar with bronze and its color, then yeah, that's definitely bronze.
Okay, so that's 3 then?
Yeah, so then the metallic one and the smooth river rock are 4 and 5. We just don't know which one.
So, what you know, Fox? You hit him with the Produce Flame, but you still have bonus action and movement.
I'll pass over the, I guess the copper one?
The bronze? Who are you throwing it
Yeah,
to?
bronze, sorry.
Passing it to who?
Well, who's closer to that has to go in.
It's the third one at the south and the left side. So,
Okay, if no one's there, I'll go to it then.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can move around the ape. The ape is holding onto the tail right now, so at least you know that the creature is not going to be able to, ambush you if you're over there, but you're going to try to run to the south.
Yes.
Go ahead and move yourself. You can move around the ape. You can't move through its squares, but you can move, diagonally to get around them.
I'm not sure which one I'm supposed to be moving to, though.
It's lit up. It's kind of a brighter color. It's the third one down on the left. Yeah.
This
Well,
one?
you can't move that far, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you have your 30 feet of movement still, so...
About there, then?
Not even close. Yeah, it is here. I'll just being as efficient as possible. That'd be 5, 10 to go diagonally, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you could get to there.
Okay.
Still quite a ways away.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go ahead and put just so you guys have a understanding that he's on the map here. I'm going to put him kind of there. He's basically in the ceiling above the giant ape right now, but that way he's at least on the map there. All right. So you still have bonus action, Fox. Anything you want to do with the bonus action?
What can I do? Can I like dash away with the bonus action, or would that be
That's a rogue ability. You'd have to have that ability specifically.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay.
Okay, no bonus action this time.
All right. And that brings us back to the Stargoyle. Stargoyle, kind of still looking at Nazim a little bit confused, lifts up off of his shoulders, kind of flapping in air, kind of moving slow towards the vat over here. It's already, you can already tell, of course, he can't physically interact, at least not that you've seen, with this plane that he's on here. But so he can't really drop an orb for you, but he is flying over towards that one, and that is back to Sarah.
So he's attracted to whatever's the next vet.
I mean, he's verbally spoke. You guys are able to speak to him, by the way. You just, you didn't say anything that interested him enough before. So I actually kind of wondered if you guys were going to, do much, but he was really mostly only concerned with Nazim at the time. So
yeah, speech is a curse sometimes. He should probably shut up for a little bit.
All right, but we are back to Sarah.
Now I have a question because this will tell me what I'm going to do. Is the creature in the ceiling, like up inside, or is he like hanging down from?
You can only see tail. You can only see tail. That's all.
Okay.
So
and it's hanging. It's hanging 15 feet from the ceiling. So you see 15 feet of tail. Yeah, with the ape like, holding onto the bottom of it like he's swinging on a chain almost. He's still on the ground, but he's like, upright, standing upright.
Okay, then I'm not going to do that.
So
I'm gonna.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Who's holding all these orbs? Because I think we should just all grab the orb and run to the respective thing in just one move.
I've got them all in my mouth.
Yeah, this is hard.
Pogo loves carrying as many balls as possible.
As many as possible, yeah.
Oh.
Best thing about being a giant ape is the amount of balls I can fit in my mouth.
Arteme has them all, and she's kind of,
Okay, on a serious
right
I'll pass them to whoever wants to go to whatever bat, like on my way. So.
All right, let's
I'll
read
spread them
out.
out.
Let's read out
to
what each vat needs, grab it, and run, and just all split up.
We don't know what the two after this are.
Yeah, we're confused.
This one is bronze. The next one is last of its kin. So I'm assuming some type of a fossil or some type of a.
Well, last of its kin is going to be whatever the last orb is that goes in, but we don't know what 5 is. There's no clue for 5. Okay, here's what I'm
going to do. Made out of a cruise ship? Is that what you said? Because of the dying industry?
8 is a rocky and porous with reddish hue. That's like a coral of some sort, correct?
I think so.
Okay, the next previous 7 comes from a leaf. So I'm assuming that's the mahogany hue with visible fibrous lines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The next is translucent, so that's going to be translucent and seems to magnify what little light is left.
Yeah, I put them in Discord of what we think they are, but we're not sure which one's metallic and which one's a river rock.
Because there's no clue for 4 and 5.
Do any of us have anything that could sense organic material or sense something that that could give us a clue into any of these 2 items that we have left over?
I don't have anything like that, but I can get this orb in here. So I'm gonna hop on my broom, and I'm gonna move the full 60 feet down.
Okay, you can make it past Arteme if you're trying to do so.
Yeah. I don't have the plan.
Kind of dive between Norok and the giant ape.
And then that makes it 5, 10, 20. Good. Okay. So what? Attempt to move through a wall? I did not attempt to move through a wall.
The edges of the edges of the vats have them.
Right. So
was that 60? Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
It's not quite 60. I think
Okay.
it's 55.
Did Arteme have the broom though?
Does Arteme have the broom?
I think so, because when we came in, I had stayed on the broom.
Shit, that changes things. Fuck.
If that's the case, then Arteme could have moved further in the last round as well.
Yeah, I just thought of it.
Okay.
I didn't remember who had it, so.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Shit, and I can only get here.
Okay. Well, in that case, though, Arteme would be further south. So, Arteme, would you have used the full broom movement to get to that vat? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then Arteme could have potentially dropped off. Yeah, she could have made it. So, Arteme, you actually would have been able to make it to that vat on the broom.
Okay, so I dropped that off, and then
All right. So, which one were you dropping in, just to be clear?
The bronze one.
Right. So you drop the bronze. We're just gonna, just retconning this portion over here real quick, Sarah, and we'll get back to you there. You drop the last one in. I dropped that.
So.
And you drop the metal, the bronze into the vat. It rolls down in through the kind of piping that rolls in through the floor. Light goes out, and the light over the bottom one on the south turns off. All right, go ahead, Sarah.
Okay, then as I'm running by Nazim, I'm just gonna be like, look, obviously you've been on the ship, you know how to start it. What the hell is the fourth one? And I am dashing for the vat over here then.
Okay.
I'll pass her whichever one Nazim says is on the way there.
No, it's to the south. You went to the southeast. It's further, like straight south. Oh, you're going to that. Okay, so you're not trying to go to the bottom left.
Wait, nope, I forgot. I was zoomed in.
Yeah, it's all the way to the bottom left.
Yeah, then I'll just go there, and that's as far as I can get then.
Okay. All right. No actions or bonus actions then? I guess action was to dash, right?
Yeah, and
right.
bonus action.
Long shot. The visible fibrous lines, do you think that might be the fossil or the number 4?
That is 100% the wood one.
Okay, just checking.
100%.
No, I don't have any bonus actions. I'll just stay here.
All right. Delvin's cap is continuing its frantic song. It's getting faster and faster and more scared. That brings us to Norok.
Oh, fuck. I'm thinking about my shit. I don't know.
There's an ape holding a giant metallic tail, wrangling away, trying to free itself. There's a constant metallic clanging in the ceiling.
Right. 5, 10, 15, 20. Norok is gonna go over and help hold this thing.
Okay. All right.
So,
so that will be advantage with the ape then. Yeah, I guess. The thing is, it's big enough, really, that two of them.
Defense.
It's big enough that two could probably grab onto it, but I'd say that it would be really awkward, and if anything, that probably wouldn't be all that helpful. But I'll say that Nora kind of trying to put pressure from the opposite side, almost both of them just hanging off of it like a rope, trying to hold it still will give the ape advantage on the roll, because the ape would have higher strength, I think, of the two. Nora is very strong, but I think the ape has higher. Yeah.
And then he's right next to this vat anyways, so...
Okay, so when that one comes up...
Somebody else, yeah.
Yeah, the ape's at 23, Norok's at 18, so the ape is stronger. Alright, then that'll bring us back to Nazim.
Kind of a shitty thing, except for this type of thing. This is
the number one job for giant apes. Yeah.
Okay, so third we went with bronze. Fourth, last of its kin. I'm thinking it's the smooth river rock, because the only other one that it could be is one metallic one, this almost silver and shine, but not quite so bright.
That almost silver and shine, but not quite so bright, that's steel. That's the one that you are holding on to.
Steel.
And I'm going to go ahead and redo that stanza, that section there.
So that's 5 then.
Third, that mixed of tin, following place the last of its kin.
So the next one, number 4, is last of its kin. So that's possibly the smooth river rock as a fossil of some sort?
That's possible. I mean, so here's the thing. If 5 is the steel.
Yeah, 5 is steel.
6 is the one we can
translucent.
See. And 7 is the mahogany, and 8 is the red coral one, then that leaves River Rock, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Fucking do it. Toss rockin'.
Could have a fossil in it, go for it.
Worst case scenario, Sarah's blinded. I don't do shit.
Maybe I can crack it open.
I mean, why not? This whole spaceship.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna do. This is gonna be somewhat high DC. Give me just Nazim. Give me a. It's not really history, but that's the closest one. Give me a history check. Nope. Never mind. All right. So what are you doing?
Fucking do it.
This could also
down there first.
This could also be a trick too. I mean, you never know that loudmouth dragon could be the last of his kin, and we could throw his ass in there.
I don't think that's gonna work. He went through that before, remember?
Yeah, he went in the wrong damn vat. He's supposed to go in the bottom one.
Is he mad at Stargoyle now?
It's just, sometimes it's just better being a silent shadow. That's all. So yeah,
it is quite far though. It is 120 feet.
Who has the rock on him?
There. You do.
Arteme.
You have the steel. Arteme has the rock, and she is south.
South. Oh shit. That's
yeah,
far.
that vat. I mean, you'd need to get 65 feet to be able to get a clear shot at it. I mean, even if you went over here to throw it, it'd still be 65 feet. Yeah.
Gotcha.
These, by the way, these ribs right here, guys. See these red lines that I'm drawing?
Mhm.
These ribs are pretty tall. Like it's not a clear shot unless you're in front of it essentially or off to the side.
Locked.
Yeah, these are kind of tall. So.
All right. I guess you want me to start running to the upper right-hand corner to prepare to throw in the next one after Arteme throws in the river rock.
Well, you have the steel one, which goes in next, which goes way down here.
Oh, I thought 4 was
Well,
last
if
of
4
it.
is the river
Oh
rock,
shit!
5 is
Yeah.
the steel.
All right. I'm gonna use you know what? Let me use a spell. I'm gonna go ahead and warp my ass over there.
Okay.
Hold on a sec. Far step, 60 feet. I will cast Far Step, and I will teleport 60 feet to an unoccupied space.
Okay.
Give me a second. Consume spell, yes.
So you can get to basically just to the other side of the little wall there. So that plus some walking, you could make it.
But also, I could just sprint to 60, right?
You can dash. Yeah.
Dash.
It'll take your action to do so. Yeah.
And it would take my action to cast a spell anyway, so I couldn't chuck the rock anyway.
True. Yeah.
All right, never mind. Sprint, full on sprint, 60 south.
Okay.
65, 60.
You can't go through the same one as Arteme, but you can go through the square as Sarah. So yeah, you can make it. You can make it to the
And
a
then-
few more south of there. Keep going.
One more here.
One more.
One more.
There you go. Yep. Which gives you kind of an awkward shot, but you can potentially make it. And so you're going to try to throw which one?
The metal.
No, river rock.
No, I'm sorry, river rock.
Okay. All right. So you're trying to throw the stone into this one.
The smooth stone.
Throw
Yes.
stone into number 4. All right. Give me an athletics check. And you have this little wall that's kind of half blocking you, so you can kind of just barely, using the momentum of you throwing, try to, left hand throw. Yeah, throw it off the side almost.
All right. Then we'll give it a chuck. Kobe.
Okay. You see the stone orb as you kind of plink it off of the side using the back wall, this kind of the area behind the vat. It plinks off of that, lands into the vat. You hear the sound of the stone hitting metal and it rolling down through the bottom of the engine, and nothing happens. And then a few seconds go by in panic, and the whole room begins to shake like an earthquake. And the engine clearly did not like that, and there's a violent vomitous reaction as the vat in front of you begins erupting this non-Newtonian green fluid up to the ceiling, splashes down all over the place. The vat itself is half full. If you make another wrong choice, it will not function anymore. I'll just tell you that kind of semi out of narrative there. But that was clearly not the correct choice.
Idiot.
And you hear, you guys told him to do it. But
He
you
had
also,
a good point. It could have a fossil inside.
that's fair. I can understand why where you guys logic to that point, but it was incorrect. But you also have just a moment to recognize there's some metallic scraping coming from above you as well.
Oh, like there's another one of these?
That's what it sounds like. He's close enough. Nazim is right under it, but Sarah and Arteme, you guys are close enough to also have heard that. But you no longer have the stone one, which means that you still have to figure out what the correct one is for this vat, and you have to get another stone orb. So there's your problem. Nazim, that was up to you guys what you're going to do here, but that was the end of Nazim's turn. So, I think that was action to dash.
Yeah, that's it.
And then throw. But bonus actions, any bonus action you want to do?
No, there's nothing that I can do. Bonus action. Let me see. Nerve mastery, psychic show, far step. No, nothing.
Right. In
Actually,
that case,
maybe
then,
I could far step back, because where are we going to get the second stone from? You think the Dellen's Cap has another one?
We're gonna have to go find out.
make a history check, Nazim.
Chuck the little dragon dude down. Let's see if I can grab it back. All right, history check.
Just instead of flying and then just try to push it back up on his nose.
Yeah, just throw him down there. It'll keep him busy for a couple minutes. Shut him up. All right, history check.
That's pretty low. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that you do know that there are plenty of them on the ship of each of the elements that are necessary. But the Dellen's cap clearly had gone down to the storage area where they're stored and brought those up with him, and now he has to go. You're gonna have to communicate that to him somehow that this was done wrong, and he has to go get another one.
Gotcha.
But you do know that there are more on the ship. It's just not, it doesn't happen instantly.
Gotcha.
All right, and time is troublesome at the moment as well. So that if your turn then.
That's all I can do. I can't shout over to my little dragon friend, can I?
Yeah, you can. It's still just communicating or talking. Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll just wave at the little dragon dude. Snap fingers, get his attention, and tell him, "Hey, go tell the Dellen's cap to go grab another smooth stone."
All right. All right, you shout that to him, and he kind of spins in place. He was already flying south, and he spins in place to prepare to fly back north. All right, that brings us to the creature, the Elithomorph that Pogo is holding on to. It is still trying to yank itself free. I think, he does have legendary actions that he'll still get to use. He just gets them back at the beginning of his turn, so he has those again now. But for his actual turn, he can't really spend an action, when he's grappled in this way, unless he were to land on you on purpose and then just remain grappled and attack you. But he is going to try to yank his tail free. So he's going to strength check, try to pull his tail free. This is should he be able to use his dex for this?
Do I get this with advantage since Norok's helping me pull this down?
You'll still have, exactly. It'll be a contested roll, and you're still going to have advantage with Norok's help there. Normally, it would be able to be Dex, but I would specifically when you're trying to evade a grapple, you can either use Strength or Dex to do it. But all right, 24. But I'm going to say that specifically because you're both holding on to it, and it can't pull the both of you through the hole, especially with your size there. It's going to have to be Strength only, which is not as good as its Dex. Doesn't make sense for it to try to pull itself free. All right, 17. It is still grappled. It is trying to yank its tail free. Anybody that's looking in that direction see both the ape and Norok being yanked off of their feet by a foot or so, and then drop back down because the creature can't pull them up that hard. It keeps trying to pull them away and swinging them left and right a little bit, trying to free itself as best it can, but it's so far been unable to do so.
Mad grip strength with my thumbs.
That's what they evolved to do. All right, that brings us back to Giuseppe.
What? No, that's me.
That's you.
Giuseppe,
yeah.
Oh, so it's actually my turn. Oh, I'm just
Yes.
going to continue. I'm just continuing to try to hold it. That's
Okay. All right.
all.
Go ahead and you know what?
Check, or
No, I think if you're just holding it, it's like each on his turn he's trying to free
that's
it.
to break it. Yes, I think.
I don't think.
to
Yeah,
break
exactly.
It.
I think it just stays there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Otherwise, he would be getting two.
grappling.
Exactly.
Yep,
He'd be getting
just,
two.
I'm just holding them.
Okay.
Me and Norok just holding this fucking ass end of whatever the fuck's up in there.
Yeah, because if we did it the other way, he would be basically getting 2 attempts to free himself every round,
Yeah,
which
it makes
isn't
more
fair. You guys wouldn't get that, so it makes more sense to do it that way, I think. All right, back to Arteme.
Alright, I'm going to use Ice Knife.
Okay,
Wait, no.
against the tail.
Yeah.
You do know that Ice Knife will shatter, and it
Yeah.
has an AoE component.
Right, never mind. I'll use Produce Flaming.
Okay. It would be fine, but you might end up, blinding the ape that's trying to hold on to it, and Norok.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
All right. 16 will not hit.
Okay.
All right, so that's your action. You do see Nazim is south of you. You could potentially run past him. You have all the rest of them, and he has one of them. So depending on which orb you want to throw in, you could make it to the vat and throw the next one in if you wanted to.
Yeah, but what's the next one? Isn't that the question?
Up to you
It's
guys.
gotta be steel, because the rock and the steel were the only two we weren't sure where they went. We tossed the rocket, and that was wrong.
Okay, I'll toss it. No, didn't. Okay, yeah. I'll
Nazim
do
has
it.
steel, but you can run past him. He's basically straight south of you.
Okay, well, I'm on the broom anyway, so.
Yeah.
I'll
Nazim, will
grab
you
the
hand her
thing on the
steel?
way there, and then I'll chuck it in.
Nazim, you'd hand her the steel, right? Sako,
I'm sorry, what was that?
would you hand Arteme the steel as she flies by?
Oh yeah, I'm
Gun.
just gonna
Hand
chuck
her
it
the
over.
gun.
Okay. All right. Arteme, then you toss the steel orb. You grab it from Nazim and throw it in, and it clinks into the half full vat. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that as you step into this area here, it lands into the vat and it rolls down. You see the light fade out, but there is a very almost instant and extremely sharp burning sensation under your feet. You're not hurting yet, but it's going to burn through your shoes if you stay there. So basically,
she's on the
so
broom.
never mind. She's in the
I'm
broom.
on
Never
the
mind.
broom.
Yep. So never mind. But
Get the other orb out, guys.
the ground
No.
is caustic from the engine fluid essentially that was spit back up out when the wrong orb was thrown in. But never mind. You're not touching it. But I'll tell you, you do see it like steaming up off of the floor.
Okay, I'm
This
just
was
gonna
probably
move back a bit then.
Okay. Yeah, you have enough movement. You can move yourself back, probably back up to by Nazim there. What was that, Sako?
I was saying, so this is probably going to be the stone then.
Up to you guys, but the next one did light up, so it would be the bottom right lit up. You guys weren't sure if it was going to, bottom to top, but it is the next one in order there, the bottom right. Arteme, that was action and movement. Any bonus actions?
Nope.
All right. That brings us back to the Stargoyle. The Stargoyle has just flitted in through the other side there. You hear the song change, and the song beginning to get further away on the other side of the kind of bone wall up there. That'll be the delicate turn when he comes up. He's trying to go find another stone. Back to Sarah.
Right.
Oh shit! Sorry. Hang on. End of the Stargoyle's turn.
No.
There's actually two things that I got to deal with right now. One of them, actually, it'll be one and then the other. End of Stargoyle's turn. The one that is being grappled currently is going to spin its way around, and you see this kind of mouthful of steel, like solid, like metallic teeth. You guys understand what this creature is, right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about here?
I mean,
Anybody?
it's like
Not particularly.
it's not like a
Xenomorph.
Xenomorph, I mean.
Well, it's very close to a
Xenomorph.
xenomorph. Yes. So what it is? Sako had said that last session. The alien from Aliens. That's very similar to what this is, but it's not specifically that. In narrative, what it is this is a modified creature. So remember how the Illithid put those slugs into different creatures and they become different things. They kind of evolve into different creatures. This was something else. This whatever it was, it has clearly been half ceramorphed into whatever this thing is. Kind of like Nazim was ceramorphed. But anyways, these metallic teeth sticking down from the ceiling. What's that?
Essentially an aardvark and a Red Bull.
Yeah, maybe that was this particular mix. And this kind of metallic mouth sticking down from the ceiling opens up and sprays a blast of this caustic vomit over the ape and Norok. DC 20. Oh shit! Actually, you're gonna have to make these with disadvantage, Pogo. Because you're trying to grapple and therefore can't really easily move. Does that make sense?
Sure, it's a dex save.
Yeah, dex save with disadvantage, and same for Norok, yeah.
Okay.
For both of you trying to grapple onto it, you don't have a lot of maneuverability
No.
to evade.
Norok has advantage on dex saves.
Okay,
Pogo.
alright, so it'll be a flat roll. Yeah, it'll be a flat roll.
Not, I'm a big guy. Disregard that one. That was Pogo.
Okay.
Oh god.
Yeah, 4 will not.
That was successful, right?
Yeah, 4 succeeds. And 11. All right, so neither of those succeeds. So that is. You already saw Arteme get hit by this once, but Arteme and Nazim both. So 46 damage,
That's okay.
which is not cut in half because Rage doesn't cover acid damage. So 46 damage
cool.
to the ape and to Norok.
They're
Fine.
still under the protect from poison from earlier from when we first came in.
This isn't
This isn't the poison. This is the acid. Yeah, this is
Oh,
the acid
acid, not
vomit.
poison.
Yeah, this
Okay,
isn't
gotcha.
the paralysis poison. But yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, the ape is just here to tank for you guys for a bit, so he's
That's
just
the
taking
Red Bull,
it.
guys.
Here's hoping I don't kill Norok.
It'll be fine.
Oh shit! That would be pretty
You
terrible.
guys are halfway there.
63 hit points.
He never gets that low. Yeah, the only time he ever got really low was when the giant hit him with a rock.
Uh-huh.
All right, then for Sarah's, well, that was it for its legendary action there. Then the Dellin's Cap, like I said, you hear the song fading in the distance. It's going to take him 1 round to go up to the floor above where they're stored. Well, you guys don't know this, but basically he's going to be going further into the ship, meaning that he will, on his next turn is when he'll have the stone for you guys. So you guys have to, basically lose a round essentially while you're waiting for that after choosing wrong. But the metallic noise that was being heard above Nazim. There's a scrape in the ceiling there, and a lash of a poisonous tail from the ceiling down towards Nazim. There we are. DC 18, because you have the protection from poison on, Sako. So DC 18 con save. Oh, sorry, he has to make the attack roll first. Hang on, let me make that.
Yes.
Natural 1 again. Never mind. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's 2
ones?
natural ones.
Oh.
Yeah, this is, well, okay, just to be clear, though, you do now recognize that as a second creature.
Yeah, different thing.
Yeah, the other one is still, the tail is still held. So
You see like a confused look in that giant ape's eyes. Like,
I'll go ahead and I'll reveal them in the combat tracker as well, so that you can see them. But that is it for its attack. It is back to Norok.
Still gotta get that rock.
Huh?
I was thinking it was my turn. It's Norok's turn.
Yeah, it's Norok's turn. Yeah, you had Sarah's turn a minute ago. Yeah,
I'm like,
not
wait a
Norok's turn.
minute. Okay. So question, is grappling considered an attack?
Maintaining it would be his
Maintaining
action.
it is his action.
Yeah.
And all that does is give me advantage. You don't
I'm meaning
have-
as far as rage goes.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, as far as keeping him from the rage fading, yeah, I'd say that's still it isn't an attack, but it's still an aggressive action against another creature. Yes.
Great, then we're just gonna stay where we're at and just hold this thing down
Okay.
until we can get out of here. Because
All right.
I can't
That
imagine
will-
we're gonna kill this thing.
I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
I'll have Norok hit him if you guys want me to.
Do whatever you think Norok would want to do in his heart, which personally I think would be hit him.
Yeah.
Just hit, he gets a thick advantage on it.
He's grappled, yeah, which means he's incapacitated.
So he gets advantage
not
on
able to
it.
move, which means advantage.
And
Yeah.
he gets 2 attacks, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe even gets
Worst case scenario, I can blow all of my force cage juice on the second one if it'll fit.
So Norok might also have a feature that gives him even a third attack or something. He has got something weird with that sword, especially.
If he gets 2 attacks that connect, yeah.
he
But
gets-
there's a thing I'm gonna maybe point out. Give me 1 second to check how this would work because he has a special ability that you guys. Well, shit. Never mind. You know what? I'm not gonna. You guys do what you want to do here, and I need to research whether this ability would work or not. So.
But basically, anyone gets advantage on these attacks.
Alright, he gets at least 2 attacks, so I guess we're just gonna hit this guy. He's already made 1 hit with Swordstone Hours, so we can get another one. Oh, no,
kinda like-
I hit normal. God damn it.
Pull it up to the side. That still probably hits.
I'll roll
They
it.
can
Make
go
roll
together.
damage.
Make sure
Yep.
it's not a d20. Please? No. Alright, so 24. Which hits, right? Got it.
24 definitely hits. Yep.
Oh shit.
12 will not, but 24 will hit.
I was supposed to be using his shit on this and I forgot.
Is what?
His Great Weapon Master.
Oh.
Okay. Can I use that on
it
the
wo-
next
the 20.
one?
Yeah, you can. All right, so
15
that's
damage.
15 damage. All right.
May I
But the
ask
second one did
this-
not hit, so he does not get his 3rd hit from it.
Well, the second one was
May I ask what the size of these creatures are?
Yeah. He hasn't made a second hit yet. That was
Um, As far as size category, they
Just physical
are-
size, 5 feet, 10 feet, 20 feet.
Well, I mean, you haven't seen an entire creature. You've only seen the tail and the face, so you wouldn't necessarily know. As far as actual size, though, their size category is huge.
Aye, okay.
23 still hit? Or can I use Great Weapon Master for the second attack or not?
Yeah. Well, it's 1 per turn, so it doesn't matter if it's the first or second attack. Yeah.
So
Okay,
the second
then
roll you're
23.
seeing is not an attack. That was the second roll because she. Had
Yeah. Okay.
I
All right.
accidentally
Cool.
hit normal instead of advantage.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So 23 on that next one there. Yep, that will hit then. Go ahead and roll the damage for that.
So I
And
need to
when he
hit-
does so, the
I
second
need to hit
hit.
the Great Weapon Master thing for it to put it on.
No, you don't need to. Just roll it. It'll be +5. Or sorry, +10 rather to the damage. All right. So 22. So the sword, the second time it clinks into the steel, or to the metal rather, of the exoskeleton of this creature, it does just tear through the metal from it and carve a chunk out of it. And when he pulls the blade free, there is a spray of this green caustic liquid, very acidic, even in the air it begins to steam away. But Norok, obviously you're not playing him, but Norok anyways would see the hilt of his sword light up, and it's just kind of a red ruby in the hilt. And as he pulls the blade free, it begins to pulse like a heartbeat. He does have a stored charge then if you wanted to use it for a third attack or whatever else you want to do with it. You see the info in the Sword of Stolen Hours.
Yeah, I'm looking at it, and I see some interesting stuff. But knowing Ben, he would just go for the extra attack.
He almost always goes for the extra attack. That's what he does like 99% of the time. So
I don't think we've seen a specific weak point for like this creature yet. So I don't think that would make a big deal to hold on to that one. I'll hold him, and he just kidney punches him.
He still has advantage, so.
Oh shit! Damn it!
How'd you forget how to play D&D, Becky?
I'm trying to look at all of his stuff to make sure I get everything, and then I'm
why don't you know?
Really,
why don't you know how a level 13 barbarian works after never having played one before? Go ahead and roll damage. And with the third hit, of course, the sword, the heartbeat, and it does fade.
Good roll. That was like 40-something damage.
Yeah. Good.
To be fair, though, I've been playing my druid, and I still don't know everything it does because there's just so many spells.
Yeah, there are.
Druids are hard.
Yeah, druid is the most complicated because you have a billion things you can do. So it's really just trying to factor out what is the most effective. All right, that is it for Norok's turn. Then I assume he's not moving. He obviously that broke the grapple, or not broke rather, but he released his support for the assist for the grapple. He can move, if he wants to, or bonus action up to you.
He has any bonus action stuff he can do, does he? He's just
his rage. Yeah, I mean it's
already rage.
Yeah, frenzied rage, great weapon master. Yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, he doesn't have much else.
We're good.
All right. Okay. Now at the end of Norok's turn, the other one has a legendary action as well. It is going to lash out again. Although actually, he's really only got room for. He can't reach. I'm gonna roll it again. 1 and 2 are gonna be Sarah. 3 and 4 are gonna be Nazim, and 5 and 6 are gonna be Artemis because he can't get far enough over there. He does have limited movement as well. So, all right, that is Sarah. As he will.
15, and that makes me. I'm just double checking what my AC is.
Yep. 16, right? Because you're 13 plus your mage armor. Your shadow form.
It's plus my dex, which is plus 3, so that's 16.
I think it's 16, yeah, sounds right. All right, this is one that you guys haven't seen yet, but you did hear a description of it. The Elithomorph whips the tail out towards Sarah, attempting to wrap cleanly around her and then yank her along with it. It'll be a strength save or be grappled and pulled in the direction of the creature.
Oh, well, I have advantage against being grappled. So.
All right, great, yeah, good, because this could be real bad because you're small enough. You're actually small enough to fit through those. Really, any of the human size. So just not Norok and not the ape. Everybody else could be fit technically.
Oh god, strength is not. It's not great. I mean, it's not terrible, but
21. All right.
Nice.
Shit, just barely too. Because with the what was I can't see what the other one was, like an 11 or something. So without the advantage, he would have yanked you up through the ceiling. But tries and fails as another metallic tail whips out towards Sarah. This is 2 to be clear, not 3 creatures that you've seen so far. That brings us to Nazim.
Okay, so we're going to start looking at the stone to be thrown in the lower right-hand corner. Where's our little loudmouth dragon vapor thing?
He flew up. You saw him as you told him to do. He flew up through the bone wall to the north to tell the Dellin's Cap to go get another one. And you heard the Dellin's Cap, song fly off, but that only happened, 3 seconds ago. He's not back yet.
Okay. These vets, they aren't toxic, or they can't be used as a weapon. Have we determined that they can be weaponized?
I mean, they're toxic.
So at least when that splashed back, it was still burning on the ground.
Okay.
But you do know that Pogo touched it earlier. It looks like the same material as far as you can tell. Pogo touched it earlier, and it was like that weird, almost like putty.
Yeah,
it's a non-Newtonian fluid, so if you impact it,
yeah, it didn't hurt me.
yeah, no. But you do see it, like whatever was kicked back may not be the same material. You don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Reason being is I was actually thinking of using my telekinesis on the second or first one of these monsters and moving them, assuming they're less than 1,000 pounds. I don't know their weight.
You would be pretty certain that just the tail alone probably weighs 1,000 pounds.
Okay.
It says like solid metal, it looks like. Yeah.
Okay. Shoot. It says I can move a huge or smaller creature, and these are huge, right?
Yeah.
Would this qualify for that?
Click it.
Let me click it real quick here. It says I can move a huge creature or an object of 1,000 pounds.
Lift it upwards, spin it in midair. Yeah, it's not an object. A huge or smaller creature, so you can ignore the 1,000 pounds part. I mean, for realism reasons, I would say that you wouldn't be able to move something that weighs more than 1,000, and you're sure that these would weigh more than 1,000. But I'll say that the creature itself, while you wouldn't be able to move the entire creature, just because these are big enough, I'll say that you can, grab the tail and telekinetically hold that if that's what you're trying to do.
Honestly, I'll tell you what I was trying to do. I was going to telekinetically move its face and slowly push it into this Newtonian fluid and drown it.
You can't see any of them enough to be able to do so at the moment. The one that's above you retracted the tail immediately, just like the other one did until it was grappled. Yeah. You can see the tail of the one further to the north, though, and it is close enough to that you could probably maybe grab it with the help of, if the ape is not fighting this, could move the tail into the vat to try. You don't know whether it would have any impact or not.
Yeah. I'm just biding time because we got to wait for the stupid stone to show up.
You do see, though, that while the ape is gripping onto the tail of the one to the north, Norok is just hacking away at it with the sword over and over again. So, I mean, it is exposed, and it is ape, like you could probably hit it with a spell or something if you wanted to.
That tail gonna come off. All right. Yeah, in the meantime, then I guess, do I have a clear shot at the tail from here?
Yep, straight ahead. The one to the north of you, yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Let me do
75
then
or feet, whatever that is.
A specific called shot to the tail.
Okay.
60 feet. I'm going to just do full Eldritch Blast on everything.
Okay.
On that tail.
All right, go ahead and roll them. AC is an 18.
Gotcha.
Actually, you have advantage on the rolls, too. So when you click the attack, for each one, make sure you click the advantage.
All right, here's the first one.
Yep. I'm just going to, pull it towards and, push it towards the last
Here, this spot right here. Just point at it.
Hit this one.
We're doing a weird Dave and Buster's game now.
25 will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Damage.
I'm going to have you do them, attack and the damage in case you get a crit, so that the crit will roll properly too.
So normal attack coming up.
No, roll the damage for this one. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you did. Okay. All right, so 6 damage for the first one.
Trash.
Go ahead and roll the next.
Advantage.
It would have been 1 if you didn't have that invocation. 18 will just barely hit.
All right, damage. Trash.
1 again, damn. And the last one. All right, 22, that'll hit.
Meanwhile,
let's just do 1. Let's just go with 1.
I'm just trying to give you guys as much time with these goddamn orbs in here.
13, all right.
That's better.
All right, that hits. It's just funny to me that Justin, you literally texted me earlier today saying that you needed some Pogo time, and then this whole time Pogo hasn't got to say a word.
I didn't know. I'll be 100% honest. I almost forgot where we were
paralyzed on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, all right.
Honestly, it was a smart choice. So I mean, it's working out. It's just not Pogo's normal quips, apart from complaining about herb shoving in his mouth.
I got one in. I got one.
The eating ham.
We're eating ham earlier. We're touching ham earlier.
All right, all 3 of those hit though. You see the black eldritch energy impacting with the already wounded and bare kind of leathery flesh beneath the metal that has been pulled away, almost pried off by Norok's sword. The creature is a little bit above half health. I'll go ahead and tell you that way, that it's not quite bloodied, but it is injured. So you guys have actually surprisingly with very little ability to do so, managed to actually hurt it a good bit. That is it for Nazim. Any bonus actions?
Should I set myself up to get prepared to grab the stone, guys? I'll just do a 30 movement north.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and move 30 north.
Okay.
And 10, 20, 30, 35, 30. Okay, coming up.
Okay. All right. That brings us to the grappled one. The one that is still grappled here is going to again try to spend its turn, its action to free itself. It'll be a strength check, not save. There you go. 18.
While we're at it, everyone position themselves
you don't have
in front of
advantage
the next
anymore,
ones.
though.
Oh yeah, I don't have advantage. All right, strength.
Yeah,
check.
no all the way.
Check. Come on, you big strong
Nazim shouted.
motherfucker.
Oh.
Go!
It yanks its tail free. That is its action. It yanks its tail free and lifts up back into the ceiling again, and you hear clambering as it rushes away.
Does Duroc get a reaction to attack it if it wants to?
He could. Yeah. He's still. I mean, technically, he would have an opportunity attack as the tail is pulled away. Yeah.
Just wondering if you want to do that.
Yeah, just be one. It won't be his full three, but you can make the attempt. Nazim did shout out for everybody to get to the nearest bats with the orbs ready so that you can drop them in all at once.
Really?
13. That will not hit.
I rolled a 4.
Yep. But there's a clambering as it disappears up into the ceiling. Just locally, you can hear it moving southward, but the sound turns silent almost immediately. And there. Did I close it? Either I closed it or maybe the combat tracker just crashed. I don't know. I haven't seen it just close on its own before. All right, that brings us to Pogo.
How tall are the ceilings in this room?
15 feet up.
As the giant ape, I am just going to grab these holes and I'm going to use my motion to swing towards where I think it is.
Monkey bar style? All right.
Yeah, and because I'm kind of moving with it as I heard it slink through the ceiling.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and can I hear anything or when I'm moving forward, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, would I be able to hear anything with it above me since my head is pretty close to the ceiling?
Make a perception check with disadvantage. I think it's either it has advantage. I don't think it has disadvantage on being sensed. It just has advantage on Revolve Stalker. All stealth checks with advantage if in dim light or darkness. While in darkness, it's invisible to any creature with dark vision. Bonus action to hide. No, okay. All right. So it has advantage. You just have a regular check.
All right, regular check. So if it was stealth rolling, it would be, I get it.
Yeah.
So
which is invisible anyways, but 18, you can just barely hear it, yeah.
I'm going to move and I'm going to...
Are you trying to follow it to where it is?
I'm going to try to follow it to where it is, and then I'm just going to... And that's my max move motion, wherever you think it would be.
Okay. He's already
you can move me. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to... And then when I think I am where it is, do I have enough reach to reach up into this hole and try to grab it or anything, or can I just not see it at all?
You can't see it at all, and you don't know how high up those holes go. I'll tell you that you reach up into it and you don't feel it. You can tell that he's up there.
I'm going to go ahead and stop here, and I'm going to ready my next action to do the same thing, and I'm going to ready my action to grapple it if it comes within 10 feet of me on either side, and any side.
All right, sounds good. At the end of your turn, you preparing, just staring up into this hole, kind of holding with one arm holding onto it like a monkey bar bar, with the other hand free, just ready to kind of reach out and grab the tail as it spins down. Instead, you see the face appear and immediately tries to shower you with the caustic emission again.
Dex save again.
Yep, I think it's a dex save. Let me click it again here. There you go. Yeah, DC 20 dex save. Yeah. 19 does not succeed.
So close.
For 52.
Good Lord.
So okay, guys.
Still an 8.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm here.
Still an 8. All right. Now the face is still visible. It's not the tail, so I'll say that you have disadvantage. It's not like exposed. It's basically the face is just barely. I'll give you a choice. If you want to, you can try to just hit it. But if you want to try to grapple the face, it'll be a disadvantage.
No, I'm just gonna try to grab the fucking face.
Okay. If you're able to, you can maybe be able to pull him down.
Mostly because this is still my this is what I'm kind of
what a monkey would do.
I'm just gonna try to grab at this face in this hole.
Okay.
At disadvantage.
I wasn't sure if you guys were going to really try to fight the thing or not, and I really wanted Ben to be around to be able to try to fight
not
it.
Great.
So it's a shame he's missing out on fighting these things, because I made them, extra tough, for him, so that you'd have fun getting to, bang at them. But if you end up killing them before they get a chance to, it won't be as much fun for him. 11 will not hit, though.
This wasn't a hit. This was a strength check.
Oh, that was a grapple. Oh, sorry.
This is still attempt to grapple at disadvantage.
Yep. All right. Strength.
Low roll.
Oh shit!
Grab it onto the face.
All right. You reach out then, this kind of thin and a smooth, like very there's not a lot of handholds on the face of this creature, but you reach up with the free hand. You're still holding yourself up with the left hand. Reach up with your right hand, grabbing onto the face and just like squishing the snout of it shut, and just holding onto it, and then reaching up with your other hand, grab it, with your left hand rather, grabbing onto it. So now basically your entire weight is just holding onto its face as you try to pull it free. Go ahead and roll a strength check to kind of hang on and see if you can pull it free to pull it down. You've got it grappled so that it can't get away from you. We'll want to see if you can pull it down from the ceiling. 22. We'll see if you can beat that. He has not been rolling well so far. The other one's rolled better. This guy has not rolled well at all. 11. The creature is yanked from the ceiling, pulled down. Pogo, you go tumbling as this creature is now freed and visible completely for the first time for all of you. It is clearly a quadruped with this long barbed tail with a almost like a broadhead arrow, like this kind of spike arrow at the end, with a barb, like a stingray barb, sticking up off the top that is clearly venomous, and that's where the sting was coming from.
I'm just gonna kind of hug it with my feet and my arms, hug it as much as I can as it slithers around.
Yeah, it is very it is lithe. It's not a bulky creature, but it is just covered in a metallic exoskeleton. It looks very difficult to really injure, but it is leaking what looks like this acidic caustic blood from a grievous wound in its tail. Like the tail is nearly separated where it is, but it is rolling like two cats fighting almost with the ape, grappled currently, unable to free itself, at least at the moment. That it for Pogo's turn?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
All right, back to Arteme. Arteme, you do hear the Dellen's Cap song is getting closer. It sounds like he's probably almost back with the stone.
Okay, I'm gonna use the broom to go grab the stone.
Okay, he's not there yet.
Yeah,
you just hear that it's coming out. Okay, all right. So 60 feet
and
to the broom.
I'm gonna cast a Healing Spirit as a bonus action of trying to touch Norok and the ape.
Okay. Haven't used Healing Spirit in a while. Norok, and you won't be able to get both. You could get either the ape or Norok.
Well,
I'll start with Norok and then move it towards the ape next time.
Okay.
Well, if you put it towards the ape, Norok's running over there anyways to kill him this turn.
Oh, okay.
They're both pretty injured, so you want to do ape?
Yeah, if he's gonna run towards it, might as well.
Okay. I'll tell you that now that you can all see this creature and it's kind of gauge its lethality based on its posture and its basic structure. If Pogo reverts, Pogo is done.
Dead.
Yeah,
Okay.
if Pogo is returned to himself, this thing will tear Pogo to bits, very, very rapidly. And Pogo,
Listen to what he says, guys.
Pogo's. If Pogo were to be incapacitated and not, if Pogo would probably teleport away or something. Pogo's smarter than that. He wouldn't try to fist fight this thing like the ape would.
Now maybe I will.
You can't
Just because I said.
No, I get one a day. That's all I get.
Okay.
Right, but the Healing Spirit, I think it gets to heal when you summon it, right, Fox?
Yes.
Go ahead and click it.
I can re-polymorph you if I need to.
I don't know. I kind of thought you guys would have some more stones and some bats by now, personally, but...
Well, we kind of fucked that up.
Yeah, you guys hit a stopping point with that stone being the wrong one. Which, by the way, I'll go ahead and tell you guys. Third, that mixed with tin. This last verse or stanza. I don't know, what the correct terminology is for that. That's what it says. Third, that mixed with tin. Following place, the last of its kin. The its that it's referring to is the line before it, meaning a metallic orb. The last of its kin, meaning the last of the metal orbs, the one that you haven't placed yet. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Oh my god.
That was the kin that it's referring to is the last metal, which would be steel, that you have not placed yet, or at the time had not placed. So,
Ooh, right. That's the next plan.
Yeah, you guys got it now. You just that's how you mix up on the stone one is all. Well, you have it correct once you get the stone in the correct place. So far, you have the first 5. All right. For 3 healing to is that right? I thought it was higher than that, Fox. What level did you cast for that? Second.
I casted. Well, it's a second level. I don't have to see this.
Yeah, but you didn't upcast it though, right?
I would have cast it to 3rd level, but because of the save course, it's already upcast.
Oh,
Find the
upcast. Yeah, click. All right, so I mean, you need to know what that does. So go ahead and check it. What is it? What, like, does it upcast to 2 levels above or something like that, right? 36 for each slot level above second. I think it's 2 levels above.
Any healing acting upset by 2 levels. Yeah, so if it's 3rd level, it goes to 5. So it's technically a level 5 spell.
All right, so level 5 then would be 1d6 for, so it's just 5d6. So go ahead and roll 4d6 more. And then Jocelyn, it'll be 3 plus whatever she rolls for the heal on the 8. And that will bring us to the Stargoyle. Nazim, as you're rushing towards the doorway there, you see the Stargoyle kind of flip back out, sees you, stops in place, and kind of flapping still and turns back, looking towards the Dellin's Cap, like he's waiting for the Dellin's Cap. All right, so 15 healing to the 8, Pogo. And that brings us back to Sarah.
Right. Well, did Artemis move? Was she still
yeah, sorry, Fox, you were moving. Go ahead and move yourself. The 60 feet for the broom. It'd be...
I probably got one more crazy acid splash, like 2 more. I mean, till I'm dead, or 1 more acid splash and attack. So
just a little bit farther, Fox. I just move you.
I got some.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. All right.
For some reason, it wasn't moving me. Like I kept having to click to move my mouse to like move the map. And it just was not moving.
I've noticed that happen a couple of times lately. And if you click the tools on the left side, so basically, if it ever doesn't let you move the map, like it's frozen or something, you'll still see tokens moving, all that stuff. But if it won't let you navigate the map, click a different tool on the bar and then click back to the person, and then it'll let you do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple of times in version 9 so far. So, but that seems to fix it every time. So, all right, Sarah's turn.
Okay. So, I'm assuming before I get my next turn, someone will have made it back down there. So I'm going to move.
Artemis still has the other orbs.
Yeah, I'm going to move over here and just wait for them, whoever's going to come by and grab an orb from them for the next one.
Oh, wait, okay, if I'm grabbing the next orb, I would have passed orbs out to people on my way back.
Well, you need to be specific about that. Like, Sarah was close enough to you that you could give her one. You did pass Nazim as well, so you could give each of them one.
Okay.
So which ones?
So we have all the orbs. We have all the orbs except the stone. I'm making a beeline to go grab that stone.
I was getting it because I
have
have
she's on the broom. So.
I have the broom, so I was gonna do it. The river stone would be the next one, so I'm gonna grab that one. I'll give the translucent one to Sarah, and the mahogany one, the leafy one, to Nazim.
Okay. All right. So Nazim, you have the wood one, and Sarah, you have the glass one.
Okay. So I'm going over here, and I'm not putting it in yet.
Okay. All right. Then you do have the glass one in hand then, and then Nazim, remember you have the wood one, and I actually already. Yeah, you already threw the seal. Never mind. So you just have the wood one.
And the wood one is the second one from the top on the right, where everyone's gathered at.
You tell me. It's up to you guys where you're putting it. But as far as what your plans, what it sounded like, But Sarah, you do see, 20 feet away from you, this giant ape like rolling and like a cartoon where they would have that little dust cloud with little fists sticking out of either side of him trying to fight with this thing. So
great. I've got a plan. All right. So I am bringing up Shan.
Okay.
And because this is the only one that I can see, so she's going to attack him.
Okay.
Okay, hang on, I need to find her. And...
I dropped her on the map for you.
I need to bring up her character sheet.
Okay. You can double click the one on the map.
Bonuses on the attacks too. Advantage, I mean, not bonuses.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll her for you. I just rolled her initiative. All right.
That's fine. Repeat that, and then I am going to hold my action right here for... Now, wait, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to use it... If I see the other one come down, I'm going to use it.
Okay,
However,
yeah, that's fine. I would say that you can, flip and
I'm
shoot the other one instead if
assuming
you wanted to.
I'm assuming that I'm going to see it when its next turn comes up, but if I don't, I want to use it after Nazim. So if I don't see the other creature before Nazim's turn is over, I want to then use it.
You can't do
Can I do
that.
it?
No,
No?
because basically, I mean, it's you can't give it a series of if then else. You know what I mean? It's basically it's supposed to be that you just have to give it a very specific trigger. I'm already saying you can go ahead and shoot either one of them.
I mean,
But
well, the spell, I'm holding slow.
okay,
So I will wait until I see the other one then,
okay,
before I cast it, because it's a 40-foot square, or is it a square or a radius? I think it's a square, so I want to try to hopefully get both of them in there.
okay.
I'll
All
hold
right.
that.
So you're going to wait till you see the other one and then decide where the pinpoint is going to be. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's no problem. All right. So you're holding slow. Remember, if the trigger doesn't happen, you still lose the spell. But
I know.
you seem pretty certain that it'll probably happen. These creatures seem intent on killing you. So, all right. Then it for Sarah's turn then.
Yeah, that's bonus action.
Well, you summoned Shan. She gets to make the attack when she's summoned, right?
No, she makes her attack on her initiative turn.
On her turn. Okay. All right. Well, it is now. So go ahead and make her. She just happened to roll right after you, so it worked
With
out fine.
advantage too.
Yeah, because she is the lithomorph is grappled.
Oh, wait, what is this? She already has advantage because she has attack tactics.
Okay. All right.
So
Well, she just gets still normal advantage. So
Yeah, that's all. There's no double advantage.
helpful.
Only Arteme. Arteme is the only one that has double advantage from her elven accuracy thing. Not with that.
oh, jeez.
Even with it. Wait, did you roll that advantage? I didn't see two. Yeah, I only saw one. Roll it again.
I thought I was over the advantage. I must have been not far.
Yeah, it was only one die roll. So 23 will hit. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Okay, and then it also has to make a strength save. It's
Already
only a
grappled.
13. Well, it'll.
Or,
No, you already have it all the way down, don't you?
yeah.
It'll be knocked prone. It's not prone right now. It's just fighting.
Fuck it. Let's see if
Worth
I
a
can
shot,
pull it
yeah.
down. I'm just gonna wrap
10.
it up in a big old bear head.
Alright,
Fucking all around.
So a giant ape and a big mean dog are fighting this thing and pinning it to the ground. It is now knocked prone or pulled prone as well. So it is now prone and grappled.
I would have put Shan on this side,
Okay,
just so that way there was room for Nora.
sure, that's fine.
I feel like Jack Black and The Rock should show up and just start fighting them as well.
Rampage style. That shitty Rampage movie. I assume that's what
Yeah.
you're going with there.
A little bit of
Big white ape.
Rampage, a little bit of
I didn't see it.
King Kong. Yep,
Yeah.
mixture.
The big white ape is what I assumed
Yeah.
what you triggered
Yeah,
that from.
no, Jumanji.
The Dellen's Cap, the song is as loud as it gets. It is back in the middle again, presumably with the stone, so it is there. And Norok, Arteme, and Nazim rather are looking in that direction. Would see one of the tendrils frantically shoving outwards, trying to reach and not able to go any further, holding a small stone orb. It is back to the first Lithomorph. No, sorry, this is the second one. The first one is the one still grappled. He's next in the second of the two in the initiative order. This is the new one, the one that is not as. Wait, is he hit him? Yeah, he's been hurt again, apparently. I don't remember who hit him, but he's been injured. So anyway, 1, 2. Well, Nazim's really the only one he can get to from there. He is going to. Sting. Nazim, DC 18 cons. Oh, sorry, he's going to make the attack roll first. 30 will hit, I assume, right?
Jesus.
DC 18 con save on Nazim.
30. Yeah, just barely got through
Just
there.
barely got it.
Right.
That coelacanth plug just barely soaked through that.
All right, normal roll coming up. Ugh.
15 will not succeed. Nazim, as you are rushing forward, trying to make it to the northern part there, where the Dellen's Cap has the stone. Let me find a paralyzed one. Oh, she's that one. That's fine. You hear a metallic sound from behind you, from up in the ceiling. I'll go and reveal him. He's actually up in the ceiling, so you guys can't get to him yet. But the tail whips out, just spears you in through the back. You collapse forward on your face. You're not taking damage from the fall, but you are instantly seized and frozen, and your muscles will not respond as you collapse forward. Eyeball almost making contact with the abrasive floor. That is it for its turn. It is Norik's turn. The tail yanks free and comes back up.
Nope, because I put off.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, let's do.
And it is like you see the tail. The tail came out from where I put him. So if you can get them both in there, then that'll count.
Yep.
Yeah, 40-foot cube. Yeah, that should barely be able to get both.
Okay.
Actually, we'll just say you just rotated it, 45 degrees or whatever, and would be able to get both.
Okay, so the one that Pogo is holding has disadvantage on his save.
Okay.
Because Shan's there.
Oh, that's right, from spells cast by you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll roll that one first. So the one that has disadvantage. He doesn't have a lot of wisdom anyway, so.
Someone clipping their nails?
That is what that sounds like, huh? A 3. I don't think a 3 will succeed. The one that is prone and grappled and now also slowed. Just really fucking this guy up. He's got very little chance of yeah, you guys are. I mean, honestly, I didn't expect you guys would be able to do a lot against them. But you've managed to.
We thought outside the box.
Yep. I don't have great icons to represent these, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll just put that on there just to remind myself that is. And we'll do that one for prone. Here we go. All right. And now the other one.
Yeah, he's just a regular one.
Just a regular roll. All right. 18 succeeds. So he is not slowed. But now that brings us to Norok's turn.
Okay. We're just gonna run up and smash.
Okay.
And we're gonna pass through this thing as we go. The healing spirit.
All right. Fox, if you want to roll 5d6 for healing to Norok. What's Norok doing?
He's just going to hit them.
I think. Oh no, he missed on the. Never mind. Just kidding.
Okay, these are at advantage still.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 15 healing to Norok as well. Yeah, it's still at advantage.
Actually,
So
when
then-
someone's prone, is it advantage or is it something more? No, it's just.
For melee, it's advantage. Yeah. What you're referring to is if they're unconscious, it's an
I
automatic
was
crit.
thinking of that for a crit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Okay, so he's gonna hit using Great Weapon Master.
Okay.
What?
So -5 for the attack roll, and you don't need to use the macro, but -5 for the attack roll and plus 10 to damage. Did you already apply the healing?
Not yet.
15 healing. Yeah. Xbox.
Yep.
Advantage.
A 1 and a 2.
Oh.
Them's Fox numbers. There.
That's insanity.
So he's not going to get his third attack this time. Let's see if he gets a second attack at least.
Okay.
And plus 10 if it hits.
God damn it, I keep
Yeah, it'd still be -5 on top of this too. So, well, never mind. He can only do the Great Weapon Master once, so this will be a regular roll. All right, 26 will hit, so just regular damage roll.
Okay.
Got one charge up on his weapon.
11. Well, it's in the same turn. It's within the span of one attack. Yeah, so about 11 more damage to him. So still something.
All right.
Bonus actions. Anything else for Nora?
He doesn't need to rage. What is this? No. Go ahead. I need to read through some of this stuff.
Okay. You guys are not going to like this, and we may end the session here. We'll see. I mean, this ran longer than I expected to, anyways. But currently, Nazim is paralyzed and on the floor, and you see the same hole. What's that?
He's got the next ball.
No. He has. Sorry, he has. Which one?
The wood one.
You have the wood.
Second to the last.
Okay. Before I do anything else here, just so that we can kind of establish where the state of things are here, just Nazim, roll a percentile dice for me.
It's going to determine if that ball goes in a hole.
All right. Give me a
I'm
second here.
betting.
Percentile coming up.
You want to roll high, just roll high.
Yeah,
All right.
thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate that.
Just put some spin on it. Put some English on your digital
Blow
dice
on
roll.
them dice.
All right,
Yeah.
so literally this was a 50-50 chance because I'm going to show you what happens here in just a moment. Like I said, we'll probably end here because this would be a good, stopping point, especially for Norok to get to pick up next week as well. Currently, Nazim is paralyzed and on the ground. When you're paralyzed, you automatically fail strength checks or saves. The tail whips out again from the ceiling, stabs in in through and then around Nazim's midsection, yanking him free and pulling him up to the ceiling, and Nazim is gone.
Up in the ceiling somewhere. Did the ball go with him?
Because he rolled a 54. Remember, like I said, 50-50 chance that will roll higher.
Drop the rock.
The ball goes flinging free from his hand, clinks onto the ground, and then rolls into a small pit on the floor. Not into one of the vats, but it is now on a pit, or in a pit rather, in the floor. But Nazim, you look up just in time. No, not into one of the. It's just in the floor is not uniform. It's not a flat floor. It's like a weird. Yeah, it's visible. It's just on the ground over by the healing spirit. But you all, looking up and seeing this just in time, you see Nazim's kind of frozen, paralyzed body as he's foaming at the mouth, yanked up, kind of crumpled into the midsection as he's pulled up through the hole, and is gone.
Dicks.
All right. Well, that'll be a fun pickup for next week.
So we will actually. Well, I mean, it'll be Nazim's turn actually when we start next week, but that's where we'll stop for tonight. Let me go ahead and pause that, and I'll put.
Pogo's happy. Pogo's happy with his decision. He's a happy.
Honestly, it worked out
Yeah,
I mean that worked out pretty ideal considering how badly that could have gone. You guys managed that pretty well. Even after making one bad decision, you still survived the kind of extra round that it cost you. I was concerned if you guys had multiple, that you had multiple, kind of rounds that you'd have to be wasted or waiting through, that would really get bad. But I mean, as long as you get the last three, correct, then we should be, should be able to get the engine started.
Fine. Are we on the third or the fourth?
You have 3 to go.
3 to go? Yeah, we'll be fine.
No, sorry. You have 4 to go. Never mind. You still have to put the steel, the stone in rather, and then 3 after that. But I mean, what I mean is that you have. You've already identified what this one is. You have 3 left that you have to, choose correct on. That if you mess those up, that could be a problem.